Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS on stage. News from RedNex, where truth is the stage. No bias here, just facts you'll see. In every corner, the world story we'll tell. From the streets of Paris to Tokyo's gleam, every city, every voice will hear them. No spin, no hype, just calm and serene. RedNex World News, where truth is supreme. Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS, unbiased crew, bringing you the news without a slew. RedNex World News, where truth takes flight. Every day, every night, we keep it tight. Through the chaos, through the calm, we stand. With Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS, we understand. The pulse of the world will never let it fade. RedNex World News, where truth is made. From wars to peace, from despair to hope, we're here to guide you through the scope. No matter the storm, we'll keep you informed. RedNex World News, where truth is born. Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS, unbiased crew, bringing you the news without a clue. RedNex World News, where truth takes flight. Every day, every night, we keep it tight. Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS on stage. News from RedNex, where truth is the stage. No bias here, just facts you'll see. In every corner, the world story we'll tell. From the streets of Paris to Tokyo's gleam, every city, every voice will hear them. No spin, no hype, just calm and serene. RedNex
Welcome!
where truth is supreme. Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS, unbiased crew, bringing
Welcome!
news without a slew. RedNex World News, where truth takes flight. Every day, every night, we keep it tight. Through the chaos, through the calm, we stand. With Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS, we understand. The pulse of the world will never let it fade. RedNex World News, where truth is made. From wars to peace, from despair to hope, we're here to guide you through the scope. No matter the storm, we'll keep you informed. RedNex World News, where truth is born. Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS, unbiased crew, bringing you the news without a clue. RedNex World News, where truth takes flight. Every day, every night, we keep it tight.
All right, what are we looking at? Why is my screen blank? Is my screen blank? Can you see anything? All right, there we go. That looks better. Dylan, how you doing today, buddy? All right, we are not starting there. We are starting here today. All right, well, we have a bunch of news to get through. Your ears are not ready yet? Well, testing 1, 2, 3. Let's get loud today. Let's get loud. It's going to be a loud one today. We have so much stuff to look at. I don't know how we're going to get through it all. Freaky is running late, but he will be joining us at some point. But we're going to start with the fun stuff just like we always do. We got to check out how the children's are doing, and it's not looking good for any of them. I feel bad for the children's. Let's see what's going on with them.
Well, now it's time for The World Has Gone Mad.
The world has gone mad.
And there's nothing crazier and more insane than the current kooky craze for decolonization. Have a listen to this teacher from Nottingham Girls' School explaining how she is busily decolonizing the British curriculum.
We have to fully incorporate the work and ideas of people of colour into each aspect of the curriculum.
We must fully incorporate the people of color into each aspect of the curriculum, which does not mean incorporate, actually. It means take it the fuck over. We're not going to teach nothing about nothing except for the brown people, because they're the minority and we need to know about them.
Rethinking the very foundations of our education system. We've replaced controversial books by white male authors, such as Of Mice and Men.
Controversial books. Let's keep note of this term. Controversial books like Mice and Men. Mice and Men.
The Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
And The Boy in the Striped Pajamas, which that one I've never read, so I have no idea about it.
With pieces of literature that celebrate a diverse array of authors and themes. The whole point of decolonizing the curriculum is to make the outlooks and experiences we study more universal. And naturally, these change with time.
Of course, it's only a coincidence that one of the controversial books by white male authors she has so eagerly got rid of is all about anti-Semitism and the son of a Nazi officer.
Oh, interesting. The Boy in the Striped Pajamas is more like a barcode. Very strange, very strange. And this is very controversial, of course.
Befriending a Jewish boy during the Holocaust. Yes, let's decolonize that one, shall we? Or how about this nutjob keen to decolonize our language?
Non-white people and ethnic minorities. If you are tired of using this language that continues to center white folks, there is better language.
There's better language! Non-white people and ethnic minorities. Let's not focus on the white people anymore, people. Notice, says the white woman. Notice something. The white woman.
She introduces us to the language people of the global majority.
People of the global majority. Now I need to know this. Well, 30, 50, or 80. Well, who the hell knows, apparently. 57.5! Which, by definition, is the majority! What are we talking about? People of the global majority? How many people are we talking about here?
Oh, is accurate, right? And she named...
Ah!
the way in which this term disrupts white supremacy, culture, and ideology.
It disrupts all those things. No.
People of the global majority. But those wealthy and worthy ladies may actually be too late. Whites have already been dumped from the culture. I was amused by this meme. Rest in peace, white couples in TV ads, 1950 to 2021. And it's true. When's the last time you saw two whites as a couple, rather than an interracial couple, let alone a whole white family, in a TV commercial? I was amused by this compilation someone put together of all the major brands busily making sure all the couples are multiracial.
Oh, well, this isn't just multiracial. This is a black dude and a white girl. That's... If it's only that, it's hardly multiracial. If it's only that... And this guy looks completely clueless. Duh. What? And that was just two kids. Hold on. You can't even see. You can't even see. This guy got no face. And this guy's fucking clueless, looking off nowhere. Like she's looking at the viewer. And this guy's just dumb pulling his hair. And this just two kids. Can you even, is this like, can you tell this one is different than this one? I mean, she's like whiter, but like sometimes just kids are, maybe he's outside more. I don't know. Why are these necessarily two different children? I don't know. Maybe I just can't tell good. And what the hell was that? You oh God. And again, kind of looking fucking clueless and kind of looking off nowhere, like one eye's looking this way and one eye's looking over here. Is she looking right towards the camera? Hello, it's always a clueless or faceless black man with a woman who's looking right at you. That's what I'm saying. He's sitting there just pulling on his hair. Some of these are just kids, and every single one is a black man and a white woman. There's not even just the other way around. It's not even like, okay, a white dude with a black chick. It's like, nope. That's just crazy. What is happening? And again, these aren't even like couples. This is just like literally a black baby and a white baby. And this time, finally, the baby knows how to look at the camera. I don't know. That's weird. Do they forget after a while?
But it's not new. In fact, I remember back in the noughties when I was last involved in the advertising industry, it was already common for clients to prefer to cast multiracial couples. Now, obviously, TV advertising needs to genuinely reflect the society in which we live, and so it should. But the erasure of the white straight male from the public square has got completely out of hand. In April, for example, a British theatre director called for a year-long ban on all plays written by white men. So, you know, bye-bye Shakespeare, bye-bye Oscar Wilde, bye-bye Tom Stoppard. And a recent article by Jacob Savage in Compact claims that, quote, not a single white American man born after 1984 has published a work of literary fiction in The New Yorker. Not a single one. So it looks like...
Well, that doesn't seem like anything's going on there, but... Anyway, yes, we need to include the brown people in classes more, and then, of course, we have to use the term global majority, even though it seems like that's not even accurate, but somehow it makes this white person feel better about talking about white people, not... I don't know, man. Is there... I mean, there's got to be at least some non-white ladies that are talking about this kind of crap. I can't believe it, though. It's like literally every time you see it, it's like, oh, crazy white bitch trying to make some drama out of nothing. and typically against white people. It's like, wait a minute. Well, what else is going on with children's? Apparently, I didn't realize this. If ChatGPT goes down, which I didn't even know it does, kids are apparently they break also. Like if the ChatGPT goes down, the children also stop functioning correctly, which is very strange to me.
There are a lot of people that are addicted to AI now. It's crazy.
I've developed an addiction to AI. My AI is actually on my best friends list.
If you're anything like me, you use ChatGPT for everything.
And then this lady's so old. How did that happen to her? Like, I mean, I barely use AI, and I feel like I need to use it more because I'm not using it enough. And this lady's like, my whole life is AI, and she's like old as fuck. Well, I don't know. I can't tell actually. Are you old, or are you just got like caked on cracky makeup that makes you look old as fuck?
Everything. ChatGPT is my counselor, my therapist, my best friend.
She got a bird.
Counselor, therapist, and best friend all wrapped up into one easy prompt.
Yeah, that's about right.
Knows all my secrets.
Story time on how I almost got kicked out of the University of Michigan.
And it knows all her secrets.
ChatGPT.
Okay, so ChatGPT is down, but we do not panic.
You're literally one.
We
AI
do not panic.
in 10K a month.
I mean, you gotta make a fucking TikTok to say don't panic that the AI is off for a minute. And that, by the way, there's others that you could use. Like, hold on. ChatGPT's down. That's not the end of the world. There's others. And frankly, like, that shouldn't even be a thing anyway.
The most gut-wrenching
Well, that's a different thing.
feeling in the world is when the ChatGPT chat that you've been using for about 6 months starts referencing things that don't exist. It must be what it feels like to notice for the first time that a loved one has dementia or something.
Everyone's talking about how AI is ruining YouTube, but I believe AI is ruining something much worse. Our own ability.
And is that what happens? Eventually the AI just goes off the rails and loses track of reality? Or like, I don't understand. Is this like how it works? Or like, does anyone actually use AI? Can someone fill me in on these things?
To think. ChatGPT has went down several times this year, and every time it goes down, it truly exposes people who are over-reliant on the AI. People are
That's crazy. Like, I mean, to me, I feel like maybe this is
ChatGPT servers go down and then the youth also goes down. It's a weird coincidence. Yeah, pretty much. If the children can't connect to the ChatGPT, they don't work anymore. They don't learn anything anymore. That's the point. They just go to ChatGPT, and then if it's offline, they panic.
This is the point where I'm becoming a boomer because I don't really ever like. I use AI sometimes.
That's the thing. The Microsoft AI is better at diagnosing than the fucking people are, so why the fuck not? I'd be like, you go consult the AI right now. I don't trust you. I need a second opinion from the AI. All right, hold on. I forgot to unmute you. Matt, Mr.
I'm here.
Freaky.
I'm here. I'm a little late. I'm sorry. I had to get my hair cut. There was a line.
There was a line at the haircut place?
Well, it's a walk-in barber. Old dudes doing men's hair. They don't take appointments. They're not a salon. They're barbers.
Oh, yes. A non-appointment
Barbers are men. They do men hair and
they
men
do man's
faces and-
hairs. You
and
get
they
a
don't take
shave? You go and get your face shaved,
No,
you man?
but you could. You could. I don't just because I do it myself.
That shit scares me. I don't trust. I'd be
Yeah,
like,
it's-
this
me
dude
too.
isn't going to give a fuck. He's going to cut the shit out of me.
That's why I tip them so well. I'm like, I got to establish that I'm a good tipper. So if I ever need to get a shave, they don't cut my nose off.
Yeah, nah. We're going to go slow and steady here, baby. All right. But sorry about that.
No, I saw
Anyway,
another
we're-
guy getting getting a shave today. It took him a really long time. So
All right. Well, you know that guy's a good tipper then.
Yep.
But yeah, so the children's The children's can't work without
times,
ChatGPT.
right? If I want to like research something, and
Understood.
Like,
Poor
I just want,
kids.
like a summary for it, but like I don't really use it like these other people.
And this is the thing. There's an age cutoff. If you're over 30, you use the AI correctly. Like, you'll ask it, like, okay, I'm not going to read this, like, 45,000 page email someone sent me. Like, pull out the relevant shit. And you only use it occasionally. And, or to, like, get a quick, like...
I used it to write an email the other day, but I still had to change the email. Like, I still had to edit it.
You still gotta look at it and make
read
a
it
rational thought about it. Exactly. It can do broad stroke stuff very well. And for me in coding, it can do a lot of stuff really, really good. Like, if you just like wait for a second, it'll suggest usually either the correct code or like close enough that it's still faster to go ahead and have it do it, and then you just fix like the one or two things it did wrong, then type out the whole fucking thing in the first place. It is so good, but you can't just like, oh, I trust the AI for everything. Go ahead, AI, just write my code for me. Like, no, that's not going to leave you anywhere good.
Knowledgeable coders to check the work and make sure it's done correctly.
And that's the thing with the children's. They don't even know how to check ChatGPT. They just say, okay, it said this, and now that's it. There's no like, okay, there's no like, okay, is this actually any good? It's just like, okay, next. And that's the thing too. They want to just move on. They want to have that instant, like, yeah, I did it. Now what do you want me to do? Like, no, first off, you didn't do it. ChatGPT did it. And if I wanted this bullshit of a response, I would have just did that in the first place. That's the whole point. I don't want this as the response. I want you to go put it in and then fix it.
Were we talking about this the other day about comprehension and not being able to read?
Yeah, that's the problem. They can't read. They don't think about shit. They just put words into the magical machine of the heavens that just spits out an answer.
It's the magical word machine. It just makes the words and puts them together, and then it's done.
It puts all the words together, and it looks good. They can see it spits words out that form some sort of sentence, but they can't. That's it. That's as far as it goes.
People use it. They're thinking about it all the time.
Genuinely losing their minds because they now can't get any of their work done. They can't cheat on their assignments, and apparently they can't even bake a cake.
ChatGPT is down, and I don't know about anyone else, but I have come to the conclusion
you can't even bake a cake.
Because, for example, right now I want to bake a cake, and normally I ask ChatGPT, how do you make a carrot cake? I can't simply Google.
All right, first off, something seems weird about her face. Like, there's definitely...
Her eyes look way too... Like, is she crazy?
Well, there's that too, but there's just something weird about the image
crazy
itself.
Eyes.
Like, there's some sort of smoothing or something happening. I don't know. And
yeah, those lights look weird.
Oh, that's true. They're kind of facing...
They're both, like, at a strange angle. Yeah, it's
weird.
like...
So something weird is going on here, lady. Or your house is like a dementia house or something.
She's got the dementia house.
She's got the crazies. But she's saying effectively that she can't make a cake without ChatGPT. And it's like, well, first off, the whole internet is...
First off, the whole instructions is on the back of the box.
And that's the thing, too. Like, if you had a box, you could just read the box.
In which case, if you're baking a cake from scratch and you don't know how to bake a cake, go get a box mix. It's going to turn out a lot better.
There's that too. But the rest of the internet is still working. You can just literally Google how to make
Google
a cake
thing and be like, Google, give me a recipe
or
for
any other search engine, or Facebook probably has a group on like how to make. Like literally, there's a billion other options to look up how to make a cake.
On Facebook.
Yeah,
you can also call a baker and be like, "Hey, can you send me your basic
recipe?"
Well,
then that's what she's about to say. She's like, "You could literally call your grandma who would love to talk to you and to tell you how to make a cake. Yeah. No problem.
Your next door neighbor."
Anybody? They don't know. They're just clueless. If it's like it turned off, they're like, "I don't know what to do now." It's like literally, there's we in 30 seconds came up with 100 ideas.
Honestly, I think if I had to find a recipe on something, ChatGPT is the last place I would go for a recipe. because it's so much easier just to Google it. Just
I
come
mean,
up
for
with, like,
someone our age, yes, but I feel like actually, if you asked it, it would do a pretty good. Do we want to see?
Well, man, I've never tried that. That's a good point.
Let's find out. This might
you're
have
right. My
a bunch.
brain would go to like 5 other solutions before it would bother thinking of, oh, maybe ChatGPT could help.
Chat GPT. All right, I might have had already stuff that I don't want anyone.
Right.
So let's see. Try Chat GPT. All right. How would I bake a cake from scratch? Here's a vanilla cake from scratch. It gave me a summary of the ingredients up front, which is very helpful, so I know if I have all these things or not before having to read all the instructions.
That's true. Before you get to the end,
and
you're like, man, I don't have lemon zest.
Exactly! Sometimes they put this at the end!
They
what
do.
the fuck? So, at least I put it at the front. A very simple instructions, and then optional frosting, and it says, would you like a chocolate or dairy-free instead? So, because I was an idiot and didn't even say what kind of cake, it gave me some options. And this is why.
Nice.
I mean, I'm starting to like the AI stuff a lot more, but
I am too, actually. I like it how you will put something in the chat GPT and then it'll give you options for expanding on it. Like, do you want to know more about this?
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
I'd be
this
like,
is
yeah,
like
tell me
a
more.
taste, right? And like, I could do more if you'd like, but I just wanted to get you a little appetizer of my abilities.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think, I
like
mean,
it,
yes,
but-
this is nice. I mean, it took only 10 seconds compared to, okay, how to make a cake from scratch. So pretty much the same thing. It's still prompt, but now I gotta like, oh shit, I gotta pick something. It's not just giving me a fucking recipe, you know? I can't tell it, give me a one-word answer and like, it tell me I'm retarded. Baking a cake is not a one-word answer, retard. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, the difficulty difference, yeah, maybe it's technically slightly more difficult because I got this versus this, but come on now. Come on.
Anymore. Like, I need a step-by-step breakdown from my best friend, who is also a robot.
Sure, from my best friend, who is also a robot.
And now?
I want to see a Western.
See, people like this back in the day.
I've
Westerns
noticed
are
a lot
I
of
like
these Western?
Yeah, I like Westerns. They don't make them very often these days.
Is that a type of cake?
No, Western movies. There was the commercial for a Western movie.
Oh, I'm like, where are we going with this? All right. I
Sorry.
noticed a lot of these like crazy women, and maybe just women in general, wear
With the
glasses
sunglasses?
like this on their head. They're all making a lot of trouble. Like, this lady is completely retarded. This lady is not. And notice one key difference.
It's the sunglasses.
I'm noticing glasses on
We
one.
know crazy
and-
people also have books in the background, so that doesn't count.
That's true.
Like, you don't, like, books don't mean you're crazy or not. They're just books.
Yeah, books are crazy neutral.
Used to be, their entire life was believing in trolls and digging potatoes out of the ground. But now these people have cars, homes, careers, like houses, fucking like a boat, and most scarily, they have a social media account.
And this is the other thing that is like, I think it's the elephant in the room that no one wants to talk about, but some people are just patently fucking retarded. And
yeah, you used to be able to just ignore them because they just it didn't affect you, right? Oh, look, there's that crazy person talking to themselves on the side of the road. We'll just walk around.
They're picking the potato. No,
But
you
now
tell
everyone
them.
talks to themselves on the side of the road.
No, you
don't
tell
know if
them
they're crazy
to pick the potatoes, and you'll give them one coin at the end of the day, and they can talk to themselves all they want while they're doing it. But literally, that's what those people used to do. And now, those same people are like the people we're like empowering.
Influencers.
Exactly. And they have a fucking social media, and they go around and just spew nonsense everywhere. And they're allowed to vote. And they're allowed to vote in like large numbers, which is like, Holy moly. We need to like,
Yeah,
there
they're allowed
needs
to
to be
reproduce.
some like level of, I don't know, like not everyone should be able to vote. That's all I'm saying. However we figure it out, some people should not be allowed to because they just lack a sufficient level of intelligence to be able to decide how the intelligent people live. If you freaking retards want to go form retardtopia and govern your damn retard self, go for it. But it's just like in New York where the freaking socialist is like, oh, we're going to make the rich people pay for everything and the poor people get everything for free. Okay, well, what do you think's going to happen? The rich people are going to leave. And then when it's only poor people and you're telling the richest of the poor people you're going to take their shit and give it to the even poorer people, what the hell you think's going to happen?
That happened in a faraway land called Russia at one point. They stole all the money from all the rich people and all their homes and stuff, and they gave it to all the poor people, and then everyone was poor.
Everyone was poor. Exactly.
Except for
I mean, at least
the very
it's fair and
few
equal
rulers.
then. Nobody can have
I mean,
nothing.
I guess. and then they bankrupted themselves trying to outpace us, which was impossible because, capitalism is awesome and powerful.
Oh my God, these people, I don't get it.
And then they were broke.
And now, well, I wonder if, I wonder if, I don't know, like, I don't know how we're going to get the people that are like reliant on GPT to be the non-voters, but somehow maybe they're keeping a log of like how often and like what types of questions are you asking it, and they'll make maybe the AI is learning about the people that are using it and making decisions behind this, like it's calculating, like in the future these are the people that need to be allowed to do things, and these are the people that aren't allowed to do things. The doers and the tellers. You get told what to do, and you get to choose what to do.
That's it. Lead, follow, or get out of the way.
And that's what I'm saying. These people, and they want to be leaders, but they're freaking dependent on a freaking AI that's retardeder than they are sometimes. I mean, it can do a good job on some things, but it's like really not good at other things.
I think part of the problem of like training AIs using the internet is that you're either going to end up with an AI that's an idiot, like the people that it's learning from,
exactly.
At least to a degree, or it's going to realize that everyone's a friggin' moron. It's just going to take over.
And be like, well, this will be easy. Look how dumb everybody is. I don't even got to try that hard.
Even the smart ones are all greedy and stuff, so let's just take care of it. We'll implement Plan 01.
Yeah.
It's the only plan the AI will never, ever need.
It's the only one it needs!
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's a subversion of the way things are meant to be. These people need to be back, like, again, they need to be back getting carrots out of the ground, deciding which potatoes are the good potatoes. This is real. This should have never happened. This has gone on way too far. We got a big problem here.
I just passed away, so let's wait for the day I go back to bed.
If we as a society are already this dependent on ChatGPT and can't be bothered to Google something the moment the server's
gonna get better for sure, right?
Exactly. We can't even switch to Google.
And not in the fun way. Cookbooks, Google, I think even the flour bag has a recipe on it, or just call your
I was about
bag of flour even has a recipe to make something.
Doesn't it just say on the back of the cake what to do? Because like if I buy a cake mix, it just says on the back of the mix, put this much water in and then put it in the fucking
Bobby!
Like it's not like this is complicated. Like you don't need ChatGPT. They already ChatGPT'd it for you. Fucking 50 years ago.
They already ChatGPT'd 50 years ago. They did it already! They wrote it down for you! All right. Well, so anyway, yep.
I love people.
Kids can't use their brain to any capacity, and let me see if I can find the spot, but it pretty much, they do a study like, oh, I had another clip actually. They do a study.
that yourself, or if you even halfway wrote it going back and forth with ChatGPT, you would wonder, why is it?
So apparently they're starting to like honeypot children where they'll like in the essay prompt, they'll like describe something and then like add one line that says talk about some obscure painter also, or like mention this obscure reference somewhere in the paper, so that they can tell if the person even read the prompt or not, because they'll be like, I don't even know what this is about, or like, you know, would ask like, why are we referencing this thing that we don't know anything about? Or something, right? But the chat GPT will just do it because you asked it to. So then they'll look in the paper, and if you reference it, so it's like they're like honeypotting the kids to see if they're cheating because it happens too much. That's crazy.
Well, it kind of makes the whole like being a teacher kind of pointless if your kids are just cheating their way through your classes. They're not learning anything.
It's just, I mean, what's the point? All you've learned to do is copy and paste, which is literally takes one day.
Talking about Dua Lipa.
If
They're not even reading the prompt. The caption says,
That's crazy. I mean, I feel like if you're not even reading the prompt for the essay that you're trying to cheat in, like you're really like...
And then, like I said earlier, what are we noticing here? So this dumb bitch, she's like, oh...
Glasses. Why are glasses on her head?
She's inside. And she's saying ChatGPT's down, and she's like, could Snapchat answer my exam for me? She's asking it. She's, I guess, like, asking Snapchat if Snapchat, like, she on her Snapchat, she's asking people if could you just like try it, number one? It's like, I swear to God, I don't get it. And why are you trying to just so blatantly cheat on your exam? You put on your Snapchat, hey, how I can't cheat on my exam good right now, can anyone help me cheat? Like,
what is it? I don't understand the sentence. I mean, I do, but I don't. Like, is it too far to ask Snapchat?
I think she's like, could it do it? Like, is Snapchat AI even like possible to do that? But that is a really dumb question to ask. And I don't know. And again, I feel like these glasses are maybe like sucking the energy out of her brain.
Ooh,
like maybe there's some actual like adverse effect of doing this, and it's like an addiction. Maybe they get addicted to that feeling, and it just like is killing the top part of their brain.
Could be.
I don't know. There's theories. I think I heard someone mention that before.
You at that point, like that's bad. Like you probably should have read the prompt.
T is down. Is it too far to ask Snapchat AI for exam answers?
Yeah, let's be honest, guys. That's a bit much.
And then it uses
Snapchat
Taylor
for
Swift's
answers?
song where it
What?
says something like, I've got nothing in my brain. Yeah, because you're using AI for everything. You haven't learned anything, and thus you can't recall anything, and you're not able to do your exam. And you're panicking now when ChatGPT is down. It's interesting that she wants to use a social...
And apparently they don't recall anything about the question or the answer when they do this. Like, it's just like it doesn't stick in their brain at all, anything that they just did. And it's like, okay, so not only did you, not even think about it, you also, given the answer, are unable to retain the information in the answer. Like, you're that stupid, it just doesn't stay in there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Holy moly.
Well, it's, if you don't need to learn it, you just need to copy and paste it. Why bother reading it? Especially if you can't read.
And especially if you can't read, you just can see it looks well
or it takes
formatted.
you like a really long time to read some simple prompt, and you're like, I can't do this. Just throw it in there. Copy paste.
Throw it in there. Look how easy. Copy paste, baby. Look what a genius I am. I need a trophy, and you need to tell me how good I am at life.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Get a star and a ribbon.
Where should I even begin to explain why our public schools are so terrible today? Well, how about you? The United States ranks, shall we say, unimpressively on global education lists, flawed as incomplete as they might be. Number 15, according to the United Nations. Number 18 on the 2022 Program for International Student Assessment. So basically, after deciding we were a nation at risk in 1983, federal blowhards did
all our smart people are immigrants.
Problem worse by their own standards.
Well, even that, why would they want to even immigrate here? Because we're fucking idiots. Like, I don't understand. We're so dumb. Like, why would you?
We need doctors and engineers and those types of people that we outsource them. They come from
learning
India and China and Japan and
okay.
pretty much anywhere except the United States.
I was thinking, why do people come here to learn? Because like
Oh, to learn?
Clearly not good.
That I don't know. I think they're.
Why do we got all these
doing themselves a
yeah, it's not good. Don't go. Either could go to 17 better places apparently, and yeah, apparently it's not even. Well, it is for them because they are.
No, not safe. And I don't talking about the immigration stuff. I mean, it's not safe because of school, like shootings. It's like.
Yeah, but that's more for like kids. I think. I think. The shootings happen in, unfortunately, the younger schools than that. Well,
yeah, more.
Let's find
but
out.
they seem to happen at colleges too. There's been at least like 3 big ones in the last year.
Comparatively, how many shootings happen at college versus K through 12?
Well, shouldn't you be ChatGPTing that question?
This is Gemini. This is Google's AI
is it? Oh, I'm
machine.
sorry. I didn't see that. I thought it was you were just Googling.
Yeah,
115.
Way more.
Okay.
Way more. But that's a shame too because 17. These kids.
Okay.
And I think we talking. It'll maybe come up in one of these other clips. But these kids are like. School is not good for them. Their brains get all fucked up and they want to kill themselves and they do kill themselves during school year, and then when they're having fun during the summer, they're fine. So something's going. We're not even challenging them because they're completely retarded and can't do anything. And like we learned last time, we got to meet them where they are, so we can't like do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time. They're super stressed out. So they have the least amount of like, what do you call it? Like expected of them. They have the lowest expectation because they're completely retarded, but they're the most stressed out. How is this possible? How is this possible?
I'm just going to throw it out there, but it could have something to do with the whole, like, enforcing the social aspects of you are the wrong gender and you are
you think they're scared of
if you're a straight white somebody?
I mean,
and etc. etc.
I could kind of see that to an extent.
I mean, that would be stressful and it would be confusing, and if you're really not learning anything in class anyway, it's like that's the only thing that seems to matter in school.
That is apparently well, and I guess they do active shooter drills now, and
active shooter drills, which is stress. Yeah, that's like, I mean, we did the duck and cover drills back when I was a little kid, but they ended that after a while because it was like, you know what, this is really not gonna save anybody, so we should stop bothering with that.
But that was more for disasters,
during a nuclear bomb. It was based on nuclear.
Well, yeah,
it's Cold War times.
So you might be a little bit older still than me then. We weren't worrying about nukes, but tornadoes like go by the whatever and like by the wall and like
fire drills and tornado drills. I remember those quite frequently when I was.
But they do like just like all the time, like active shooter drills, like all the time. And it's like, oh my god, because I mean, clearly they have to. But I think why can't we just solve that problem? Like, first off, why is that happening? But second off, my school had like an officer. I don't know, like why doesn't the school have an officer? And
most do now, but I think because they cost money. The poorer school districts can't afford them.
Well, then they gotta be the ones that take special care to not stress their kids out to want to kill each other.
I agree.
Alone, mine are yours. What matters now is Stark. We're the wealthiest nation on Earth. We're certainly the most technologically advanced and innovative society in the history of mankind. And yet our school system is like a broken down Pinto. Or maybe more accurately, an East German Trabant. The fact that our kids' test scores aren't even in the top 10 is ridiculous. No offense to say Slovenia, but it seems like our ranking should be higher than theirs. Bad test scores would be bad enough, but the problem is much deeper. To repeat an accurate and well-known phrase,
Ziggy!
Do you like cute?
The kids are not all right. In fact, our kids have fallen behind previous generations on a lot of metrics. It may seem like hyperbole to blame schools for this, but stick with me for a little while. Let's start with maturity level. By the time our kids reach graduation day of high school, I bet a lot of you parents have seen this up close. A lot of our kids don't even want to get a driver's license anymore.
Oh my God, they never want to drive. They don't want anything. They don't want to do anything. They want mommy and daddy to do everything forever.
Found that only 25% of 16-year-olds had a driver's license, down from
25%.
Although to be fair, owning a vehicle is really expensive.
I mean, maybe, maybe not. I mean, we got like a $2,000 car for my nephew. Like, bought a car and like whatever, and insurance is not that.
Right. Well, I mean, is he paying for his own insurance and
Lisa Pisa? How you doing? Gas and stuff.
That's where the price is. It's the insurance that really gets you.
And insurance.
It's expensive.
But I mean, insurance on like a $2,000 car, you carry minimum insurance because who the hell cares if you total it by another one? Like,
yeah, good point.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. You can, I mean, but yeah, that's what I tried to tell him too. Like, this is one of the few things that's both a freedom and a shackle, because having a car is a responsibility in itself, but it enables some freedom, so that shackle maybe is worth it, but you know, whatever.
Right. Depends on how you look at it.
So yeah,
and
I don't know
what your credit score is like, apparently, because that can make a difference too.
Oh my God. And then the bad news, like people giving bad advice about
almost
that is crazy.
50% in the 80s. For God's sake, they made a movie once called License to Drive, all about the...
They do! They panic! They literally panic if they are moving! You got your truck listed as farm use tags and pleasure vehicle. Yeah. I mean, there's ways to just, you know, get it down. And if something happens, be like, yeah, this is the one time I was driving it on the freeway. Shut up. Like, sometimes I have to. It just happens that way. But that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Like, everything about them, they're screwed. They're immature. They're not learning anything. In fact, what they are learning is how to not learn, which is crazy. They're very good at not learning. They're anxious about literally everything. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just not sure where we could possibly go from here, but that's it for the America's Youth Update section of this news hour. We're going to be moving on to something
that wasn't
else
depressing or anything.
You can drive within 75 miles of the house and pay $15 to the state for permanent farm use tags. Where are you that you can do that? That's very cool. Because, yeah, how often do you got to go farther than that? And if you do, I mean, do you have like another vehicle or like a motorcycle or something? Oh, luckily we don't have inspection here, so I'm I'm happy about that. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I forget some states you have to take your car in for like they inspect it to see if it's roadworthy and like meets emission standards and is not like a broken piece of shit driving around.
Yeah. You have to do that in Massachusetts. In order to get a registration on your vehicle, you have to first prove that you meet their emission standards.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. We don't have to do that here, but all right. So that's that. This one I found was really funny. The original clip's just too long. Every year or two, depending on the tags. Yeah. So Joy Reid, I don't know if anyone knows this psycho bitch, but she is like the worst. She was like one of the worst people on TV. I swear.
I think I've seen a clip with her.
She was
worst. Kind of not that smart, in my opinion.
No, she's a retard of retard. She's like the queen retard with a permanent retard hairdo.
Pretty sure
I swear to God. And her show finally got canceled once, you know, wokeism finally is dying now that the Democrats are out of control, and meaning out of control, not like they're lost their mind. They are off the rails still. So, but anyway, she went on Piers Morgan for some reason, which I think she thought it was going to go a different direction. I don't know. I'm not really sure, but she seemed kind of surprised with where this went.
Pushing out.
Chip away, denaturalizing. That's Idi Amin behavior. There's
Okay.
a black fascist that you can compare it to.
Okay, let's move on to. I want to just play a clip of when you lost your job at MSNBC. Let's watch this.
So this is right after she lost her job.
A clip of you losing your job. Let's watch the clip. Here, let's sit down together and watch the clip of you crying, losing your job. You ready? Okay, here we go. Be quiet. We're gonna play it right now.
My show had value, and that I'm sorry. That
she's crying.
That what I was doing had value. And in the end, I'm sorry. I try not to cry on TV. And whether it's
I learned in mathematics that you can actually assign a negative value to certain numbers.
talking about any of these issues.
It had a value. It was just negative.
And yes, whether it's talking about Gaza and the fact that we as the American people have a right to object,
like
have a right to object to little babies being bombed. And I am not sorry that I stood up for those things, because those things are of God. And you know, I'm a church girl too, and those are the things that I was taught were of God. And so I'm not sorry. I'm just proud of my show.
Now, look, you're perfectly entitled to be proud of your show. Many people enjoyed your show for many years.
I don't know about many people, but I'm sure that there were people that enjoyed the show.
Oh my God.
In a way, I'm kind of sad that the show's canceled. I used to get a lot of content out of her.
You know, a lot of people at NBC were briefing that the reason was declining ratings post the election, 47% decrease in your election.
47% decrease in views. That's pretty
Because I think we're tired of hearing the bullshit.
You told Mark Lamont Hill on his show this.
After I said on my show, the reason Americans could relate to Ukrainians in a way that they didn't relate to Palestinians, that Ukrainians are white. And so watching white people get their schools bombed was, you know.
Did you hear what she just said?
No, play it back.
We need to really zone in on what she is trying to say to this man right here, because it's kind of crazy, because she realizes in like factuality what's happening,
I think
but
his
somehow
t-shirt's kind of racist too. Just saying.
Well, it says the future is black and feminist. So like, I
Oh
don't
my
know.
gosh.
Yeah, he's fully fucking retarded.
What's wrong with him? Somebody drilled his brain with a screwdriver.
Hold on, gamer.
A flathead.
Gamer JM, we will get you into just. We will get back to you in just a moment. We're gonna watch this real quick.
After I said on my show, the reason Americans could relate to Ukrainians in a way that they didn't relate to Palestinians, that Ukrainians are white. And so watching white people get their schools bombed was, you know, hit different. That hit our ratings. I mean, it definitely, we could.
Okay, so like I said, in factuality, she's understanding what's happening, but in her brain, it's not understanding. So let's hold on one second. Never forget all the immigrant scapegoating, which gave rise to MAGA, really started taking off after the ruling class robbed everyone and wrecked the economy in 2008. So the right-wing propagandists all began pushing narratives that blame immigrants for economic problems. Do we remember everyone? Dude, Willow was right. In every good story, there must be a scapegoat.
A scapegoat. We always need a scapegoat. That's what she said.
We also know that the rich people like to use the scapegoat to say, look over here. And it always works. And
especially with social media.
That person is trans and angry every day. I'm just saying we knew all these facts. I'm assuming you're joining us for the first time and you missed those previous facts. But I just wanted to bring us all up to date. But anyway, she's saying...
I remember 2008. That was a really bad year. I was broke I've never been more broke than I was around that time period.
Ugh. Really? I was more broke like last year than I've ever been in my whole life. They tend to aim towards something that will blow up bigger than their shit. Yes. And then when it doesn't, then they have a problem. Gamer Jam, I'm still broke. Exactly, I'm still broke.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not broke anymore because I will say hallelujah to Trump and being a psychopath. He done got me to be a damn millionaire. Beyond broke, and I hate it. I hear you. Everything sucks. Everything's so expensive. Everything is just crazy. And it's not getting better. It's getting worse. The divide just keeps growing. At least you got a job. Well, kind of. Groceries are a joke. That is absolutely true. I swear to goodness, I go to Costco. And every time I check out, it's like $250. And I'm like, what is $250 every time? This is so crazy.
I'm a total single person, and I spend like $150 per week on groceries for one person and a cat.
For one man and his cat.
And I'm not buying Delmonico steaks. I can tell you that.
For the first time in 30 years, I can't afford. Dude, I know steak is so dang expensive. We go and we'll look and we'll kind of like, you know,
like
kind of like reminisce on how we could have used to buy steaks all the time, you know? And now it's like, oh, it's like $23 a pound. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? That's how much it costs at a steak house for someone else to make it for me.
I switched to fish because you can usually get a good deal on fish when it's on sale. And then it freezes real well. It lasts if you freeze it.
Yeah, I hate freezing stuff. I'm like a fresh. I gotta eat fresh, baby.
You have to. You have to freeze stuff. You go broke real fast.
I hate it.
Buying fresh every like 2 days. Be crazy.
We need government-run grocery stores. Clearly, that would make things
when it's on
better.
Sale and buy a bunch of it. Shove it in your freezer.
I know. We used to buy steaks all the time. Like literally, I mean, you could still like, I don't know. We have like cattlemen's near us, but I'm pretty sure those cows come from Mexico, and I don't know how that's cheaper to bring a cow in from Mexico than from down the fucking street where we have cows growing. Like, I don't know. But if I buy like a lot, like if I buy like a whole like part of a cow, I can get steaks for like $10 a piece, but it's also like ungraded. Who knows what the hell you're getting?
You're also
gotta
throwing
like
down
cut
a lot
it
of
down
money
and
for a lot of meat. You got to put in a deep
you got to
freeze.
put down a lot of money. But crab leg? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Now you're just being extra crazy.
Lobster. That's fancy.
I live in the South. We hunt and freeze, or can you hunt a cow? Do you got wild cows running around down there? I got paid on Thursday and I'm already broke. I know. I have a spreadsheet. I have like.
Can you go boar hunting? Is that legal? Is it safe? Like to go hunting and kill a boar and eat it?
Oh, I wonder. Yeah, is it safe? I don't know. Well, safe probably not. But is it legal? I don't know.
Deer, but you have limits on how many deer you can kill per season. So.
Oh no! Already broke and haven't got the groceries
but
yet. The main
there,
way the government works is 1%.
They pay you to kill them.
Yep.
Boar is tough. Yeah, okay. I had a feeling
a lot of cattle get out. If the cattle, quote unquote, escaped your pastures, aka I dragged the bitch home, I gets to keep it. 2 deer will feed you for a while. That's true. Do you know how to like process a deer, or do you just take it to the butcher? I would just honestly, I would
just take it to the butcher.
Try. Yeah, I'd be like, can you deal with this for me? I don't want to see it. I don't want to do it. Can you just give me the sausages later? Cars at 55 can get more cattle than a bullet. Oh. Really? Wouldn't the cattle just destroy a car? I don't know. Let's see. We get it processed for cheap. Yeah, and exactly. It doesn't even cost much. And I think you can typically, can't you just share some of it? Like take some for your trouble and give me the rest. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's normally a good deal. Shit.
Yeah, because they can distribute, sell it too.
But anyway, so she's trying to say the reason why Americans were more easily able to side with Ukrainians is because Ukrainians are white and Palestinians aren't. But I don't even, what does that even mean?
That's bullshit. Well, the Ukrainians are facing parallels things that we have faced in our past as a nation.
Yeah. Palestinian Arabs and Israeli Jews are mostly white.
And you
like,
know what?
I don't understand. Like, they're not even
Israel.
And even like the darker ones aren't that
literally
dark that you
beheaded and raped people in front of their children and then killed their children.
I mean, that guy's a
horrible shit.
But I mean, a lot of these people, they're white. What is she even talking about? Like, these are a lot of white people. Like, if it was, it's not like these are just like black people or even like, even this guy, like kind of dark, but like super dark brown or like really Middle Eastern looking. Like, a lot of these people are just like not really that different. I don't understand what even that statement is supposed to mean, but apparently it means something to her.
See the loss of white viewers from that moment that I said that.
So I wonder, like, and this the guy that she's talking to has a shirt that
you bought a foresting book and know how to eat weeds. Well, that is a handy skill. And if I had to pick someone in a zombie apocalypse, that would be possibly a #1 pick. I'd be like, if you know what kind of crazy shit in the forest I can eat and not die.
You can eat dandelions.
The future is black and feminist. Can you imagine?
Tastes horrible.
Does anybody have a shirt that says the future is white and masculine? I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, do they still have it?
I know, and stuff like that. Like this thing, like you mentioned earlier, the future of black and feminist. Like, okay, and if could you imagine, especially Asmongold wearing a shirt that said the future is white and masculine?
Exactly.
Oh my
That's why
god, that's a hate crime of all time.
All you need to do to figure out if something's racist is
throw away the
replace
key.
Black with white, and what do you get?
Ziggy, you're a chef all the time, and whether it's apocalypse or not, and I'm trusting you to make something delicious.
Like, I wonder what would happen if I wore that shirt. Ah, geez, I think people would be fucking mad. They'd be really pissed off. It's just a bunch of racist black people getting together and gassing each other up about how bad white people are. It's pathetic. Why would a white person want to watch a show that's being run by people that hate them?
Yeah, you got the majority of the country that you're bashing, and you're wondering why you have nobody watching it. Bobby, don't cry. We got you, buddy. All right. So anyway, Joy Reid, she's a dumb bitch. She was trying to say all kind of stuff that Piers Morgan is apparently always trying to make everything about race. And meanwhile, everything she said literally was like, oh, well, Pierce, you're a white European man, so of course your thing is different. And he's like, you're literally everything you say has to start with you're white, so fuck you. It's just crazy. And then, of course, we can't not follow up on this. Oh man!
It's over for the ugly people.
He's
Rachel. Person drama happening right now. We're making fun of ugly people. Now you might think that it's pretty diabolical to make a video calling out the ugly of society.
My gosh, he does like Farquhar.
I think it is important. I think it is morally justified to insult ugly people.
I mean, is this not pretty much identical? Except his eyes are a little bit higher up than hers. Like if her eyes were like up here,
he's got a strong chin.
Well, that too.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, their eyebrows.
Her chin, if you would imagine it, just because you can barely see it anyway, like imagine it kind of out further, and it's identical. Yeah. It's literally identical.
I mean, and that's a cartoon versus a real person, so it's kind of weird. And she's got a bigger forehead.
Even the fucking these lines on the mouth are like. Blip right there, like the big, the weird little
pretty much line
eye, like they're like looking all weird.
Now, not generally speaking, specifically, but I do think it is important specifically in context. All right, now, the context here...
All right, Bobby, we'll see you tonight.
He has been pushing this uglification of humans on people for a very long time. In Hollywood, in movies, and video games. And in my opinion, it is done as a psyop. It is literally done as a psyop to incentivize women to let go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm...
And apparently this is a theme that I didn't realize was a thing. Well, I didn't realize it was like a conspiracy theory. Let's put it that way. I knew it was a thing, but apparently like all the games and like all the movies are trying to like put more or less non-conventionally attractive women. Let's put it that way.
True in games for the most part.
I guess the idea being to like make women want to be like nasty slobs or something. I'm not really
be more
100%
mannish.
positive. Be less desirable to men, actually, I think is the goal. And
okay.
Yes. So it's like making them less desirable and making them feel like righteous in some way about like not being desirable and like
to what end?
Exactly. So the goal is to make it so that there's not a good, like, healthy, like societal structure of like, you know, the atomic couple and their children and this shit. Is more of like women who are like nobody wants them, feeling like they're because no one wants them. That's why they're valuable. Like, I don't really understand. Okay. Nasty slobs, where where? What, are you gonna run away or are you diving in? Or is this like a double-fisted free-for-all, or what are we doing here?
I'm saying, come on, women, you don't need no man. You uglify yourself. It'll be great.
Two-fisted.
Chow down! Everyone needs to look like Frogan. All right, this is my incredibly hot take. A lot of people are probably going to disagree and think that
So, let's jump ahead a little bit, but...
Anyway, lock in, boys and girls, because we are about to watch The Age of Ugly is Over. Because realistically, these companies care a lot about pushing agendas, but they care a lot more about making money. So let's join together and make fun of the uglification of retards. What is that thing? I don't know, but it's better than this thing. So count your blessings, okay?
I have hair.
I didn't notice. So immediately the twist is real. You got a plot twist in real time. Subscribe.
Of course, she shaved the top of her head. Why would she do that?
Yep, the top of her head shaved, but not her arms. You want to make that very clear to everyone. She spent a lot of time shaving the front part of her head, not the back part, just the front part, but nothing else. Okay?
Okay.
See, again,
she's
we are
hairy.
glorifying the uglification of people.
This boob is way farther over than this one. I just want to point that out real quick.
She's a big girl. She might be kind of leaning to the side a little, maybe.
Diving in. That's what I was thinking. Maybe it's just the weight. Like, that's the difference in magnitude of, like, the force of gravity on this blob.
Shifted over. Like, one side has, like, 50 more pounds
Listen, again,
than the other side.
You're born that way. And God did good with how he created you. Everyone was created with their own challenges. Some people's challenges are being ugly. Let's not make believe it's a...
What? You got catfish back there bigger than her once? Well, sometimes big girls, their face looks completely normal. And then they'll send you just from here up, and you're like, oh, there's no way.
Yep.
What could it be attached to? You know, it's like it's perfectly normal. And then it'd be
What
like,
a pretty face. It has to be attached to a pretty body.
That's why I, from now on and forever, for a long time, if there's like an intentionally deceptive photo, like if it's like this photo is intended to deceive, I'm just not having it. I'm just done. I'm like, nope, moving on. There's a reason for deception.
Good thing at its peak. All right? I'm so sorry, ma'am. I'm so sorry, ma'am. Do you identify as truck?
Just a reminder.
Truck. Do you
Maybe she can get a farm tag for her license plate.
Yes, she can get a license. There's a tag right on her butt. I'm a fat bitch. Coming through.
Like I
She
have a
needs one of those
tramp
backup
stamp, it's my
horns.
license. I could drive within 75 miles without having to pay for insurance.
That I am very fat.
You did not need to.
She said, I am very fat. That means because she said it, everybody allowed to say it now. I am very fat. No,
At least she's
fucking duh.
truthful. Yes, you are.
Who are you
Big girl.
fooling? Who did you think didn't know this already?
Remind us, all right? And you are propagandizing people to thinking it's cool and good and better for society to be morbidly obese. This is peak degeneracy. I've said this before, and I will say it again. A lot of people do this as a way of coping. This is modern cope. Modern cope isn't just cry in your corner alone. Modern cope is get everyone else to have your problems with you so that you can communally sit together and make believe that you are peak physical form. You are not.
And very sexy.
Misery loves company.
And she said, I am very sexy. So that statement you might need to clarify. But the first one, no clarification required. And then this thing.
Sorry. I apologize.
So, your child has come out to you.
Don't talk about my child! Why would you do that? Oh, what? Literally, why? Every time! Oh.
And why do you want to take advice from this? This is why I was scared of my child coming out. It's because of you!
Oh my god.
I've had the revelation that I identify as non-binary.
I am.
Revelation? Did anyone know but you? Are you the last person to find out? Go. All right, we'll just move on from that. So yes, this bitch is ugly, and apparently the uglification of women is a thing that's happening. I wasn't aware that it was like an intentional, like, destruction of the atomic family type narrative, but I
think the word you're looking for is nuclear family, by the way.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
Atomic family would be like superpowered family who have atomic powers.
Well,
which sounds
both
really
are
cool.
cool to me.
Yeah, I was saying that is really cool, and there should be a comic book about that if there isn't already.
I think it's called The Incredibles.
There you go. Well, did they get atomic powers?
I have no idea how or why they got powers.
It's been too long since I've seen it. I know their kids got their powers because they were kids of superpowered parents, but how did the parents get their powers?
Them.
I don't recall.
No one knows. It's a mystery.
It's a mystery. Yep.
But apparently this is an intentional attack on the stability, which I guess it fits into the overall bigger narrative of woke and making everyone trans and making all this weird shit so that there's no like chance of the race surviving. It's like a long game for the destruction of, for sure, America, but humanity in general, I would say.
Catering to delusion, I mean, ultimately is either going to end in really bad stuff, or it's just not going to last, because common sense will hopefully prevail. But we'll find out.
Yeah,
we still got 3.5 years to see where it goes.
We'll see how woke the AI ends up being. But
yep.
Well, as usual, the trans people feel like, female
athletes
nobody's
and their families are
being fair to them, because these boys aren't allowed to beat up girls all day long in sports. Which is just super annoying, and it seems to be always, oh, look, SoCal. I don't know, is there any sort of maybe trend here about, I don't know, California being fucking retarded all the time?
demanding
I've
high
noticed
school
this trend.
sports officials reverse a policy allowing trans athletes to compete. NBC4's Hetty Chang is live in Costa Mesa, where the controversy has families.
Why don't they just have their own league?
Yeah, Annabelle, those who rallied outside of today's.
Because then they'll be like, there's not enough of them for their own league. And it's like,
Of
if there's
course
not
there
enough.
isn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course
then why
there
are they
isn't.
so important to
that's why
include
we
with
should just-
everything?
okay, they get their own friggin' league. Find out how many there really are. Okay, there's 5. All right. Or we just give them their own team, like the trans team, right? And they can compete against men and women's teams. And we'll just leave it at that.
No, it should only be men. You can play against the men if you want. Otherwise, no.
Okay,
Because
yeah,
that's
you can play against the men. That's fair.
because girls
I'll
are
do that.
allowed to join men, and if there's no girl sport offered, and if a girl feels confident enough, I'm just saying, that's fine. Because she chose it. She's choosing to move into the way more difficult direction, as opposed to these men who could be pretty much complete shit against other men that just shit all over these girls because
they're
men.
CIF meetings say this is not about hate for them. This is not about politics. They say it's about fairness.
They held up signs in bright pink lettering reading Save Girls Sports. Sports many here say they love and train hard for, but they say no longer belong to girls in California.
And now we're the ones being excluded from our own teams. Girls' sports were made to give us a level playing field, and right now, that's not happening in the state of California.
Taylor Starling is a CIF athlete, one of several here with their families, protesting the state's laws that allow biologically male trans athletes to compete in girls' sports. Starling is suing Riverside Unified School District and the state after she says a trans athlete took her spot on the cross-country team last fall.
I lost my spot on my varsity cross-country team, not because I was slow, or because I didn't put in countless training hours required for a spot on our CIF Division I team, but because a male was allowed to join the girls' varsity team.
The protesters, organized by the
Yep, so she was at the cutoff and some dude walked in and just blew her out the water, took her spot. Super fair.
California Family Council delivered binders to CIF officials filled with about 20,000 signatures. Those signatures, they say, support demands that CIF, the state's high school sports governing board, uphold the intent of federal Title IX law, which they say was originally passed to ensure equal athletic opportunity for girls.
No one's trying to get rid of transgenders in society. That's not the case at all. Many of us have relations with them, and we love that as well. This is all about common sense and fairness.
NBC4 has...
And what kind of statement you even have to make like that?
For common sense.
Well, yeah, definitely. But to say like this isn't about eliminating trans people in the nation, it's like, yeah, no fucking duh. This is about a very specifically these dudes playing with the chicks. I don't get it.
No.
This isn't about anything else. But it's going to turn into, oh, you're a racist, you're a transphobe, you're this, you're a bigot, you're a fascist, you're a Nazi, you're blah, 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 blah.
Spoken to trans activists who have a different viewpoint on the idea of fairness.
When we talk about fairness, we have to ask ourselves, fair for who, right? Like, is it fair to exclude a young person who is following all the rules, showing up?
Oh my fucking God. Fair for who? Are you kidding me?
Every day to train and competing with integrity simply because of who they are?
The controversy.
Simply because of who they are? Yeah, because you got a wiener and you got testosterone and you have muscles that women don't have. Yeah. 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 That's because of who you are. Yep. I'm gonna go there. I'm doing it. Damn it. It just makes me so fucking crazy. And this person is serious. They're serious.
Yeah. Well, they're getting paid in some way.
Yeah, but the chicks don't like it back, Ziggy! The chicks don't like it back! All right, so that's of course, the trans update, I had to make sure something on that front got... Yes, they do. Well, I guess if we ask the other boy girls, I guess they like it. But at any rate, that's kind of the fun stuff. Now for more serious news. Has anyone heard of the Genius Act?
Nope.
As we signed the landmark Genius Act into law.
We want to get right to ABC's senior White House correspondent, Selena Wang, and Coinage host and financial reporter, Zach Guzman. Welcome into you both. And Selena, why has the Genius Act been such a key legislative priority of the president's? I mean, at one point, there was this question as to whether or not it would even get a vote in the House. It had this procedural stall. And President Trump, as he's done before, got on the phone and worked on holdouts. Why does he care so much about this?
Yeah, Jay, you know the president's strategy very well when it comes to members of Congress. But look, this is something that President Trump had campaigned on. He was once a crypto skeptic. Then he vowed to make America the crypto capital of the world. And on the trail, he had also pushed Congress to take action when it comes to this. And you can see there in the room, the president was surrounded by a lot of top crypto executive. This is a huge win for the cryptocurrency industry. What this does is essentially creates this regulatory framework for stable coins. These are a type of cryptocurrency that's more stable, hence the name, that's tied to a more stable asset like the US dollar. So this...
All right. So the idea here is using these things called stable coins, which are required to be backed by something like the US dollar, like something that has actual stable value like that. Because like Bitcoin value, like, you know, a couple of months ago was $70,000. Now it's $130,000. Like, that's not stable.
No. Stuff fluctuates way too much.
Yeah, that's all like kind of crazy, speculative kind of bullshit. So they're saying, all right, we're going to make stable coins and this is like so long overdue. Other countries already do stuff kind of like this, but at any rate, these stable coins, a company can issue their own coin, for instance, and then you can transact in it, and those transactions clear more or less instantly. So you don't have to worry about stupid bank shit where it's like, oh, days later, like, you know, this transfer hasn't gone through still for some stupid ass reason, you know, like legacy bullshit. With this, everything just clears instantly and like you can move on with your life. But what it allows companies to do, imagine Amazon has their own stable coin, and now you can buy stuff on Amazon with Amazon's own stuff, and you get to cut out the credit card company and the overhead of, you know, all the fees that they charge. So now the company can offer that cheaper, and then they can offer their service cheaper because the payment processing overhead is gone. So this is going to put a lot of pressure on like Visa, MasterCard, all those guys, but it gives companies a way to come out from under them. And then like small companies, you know, get all this bullshit where they can't compete on fees and stuff, and they actually end up paying higher transaction fees because they do lower volumes, all this stuff. And it's, you know, really set up to be harder for them compared to the larger guys. So all these things are supposed to like, improve from a consumer's perspective, which is fabulous. And the idea is to utilize, we have all this crypto infrastructure now with all these different crypto coins and ability to trade in them. So why not leverage that as the new banking infrastructure, more or less? And then by forcing the companies to be backed by like US treasuries, well, now who controls the crypto, right? So the US is what they're trying to do is like push it so hard that all the companies are backed by US dollars. And now let's say we get a bad actor or someone like, you know, they have control over the finance. They can like turn off their coins.
They can just
seize
deactivate the crypto or something, or seize it,
or take it. Exactly. And
right.
So this is like repositioning America as like the financial police, effectively, is how I'm looking at it.
Well, I'm sure that will not have any bad outcomes whatsoever.
Well, I think it's better us than anyone else, honestly, and then that puts us in a position.
No, I do too. Yeah. I mean, it's got to be done. It's probably best it's done by the United States.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, for all of its flaws, it's still proven itself that as the most powerful nation on the planet by far, it doesn't go around invading other countries and creating genocide
not
situations
directly.
and stuff like that. So, no, we do everything. It's all about the money for this country.
Exactly.
We love
and
money.
if we're controlling the money.
Yeah. And it's not about like taking over or we don't like these people. In the United States, it's all about how much we make off of this. That's really it. This is happening and it risks my money. So
because we already have all the land we need. It's like we don't need land
in our boats. Then you're pretty much okay.
Exactly. It's not like we're struggling from like, oh, we're overpopulated, we need a new place to live. It's like it's like if we can make money, that's what we're like.
And if you make
going
money
over and taking control
of making money, that's fine. We don't mind.
Yeah, controlling another territory that we're not connected to is probably expensive, and I don't know what the value proposition is, but it seems like less than not controlling it and just influencing it. I would say just influence is way cheaper.
It's a lot cheaper to bomb something than it is to go in and invade it by far.
Well,
even if those bombs cost $250 million a piece.
We only had to use 12 of them.
Yeah, 12. That's actually a pretty good number.
They're all in on this industry. They've got several businesses that includes a meme coin.
I think they needed 8.
Mining firm as well as a crypto reserve. And there's a company that
the rest was for good measure.
World Liberty Financial. And earlier this year, they issued their own stable coin. So some Democrats have been arguing that President Trump's family would directly benefit from this bill. And the White House has insisted that there are no conflicts of interest.
That picture was
managed by a trust, one that's managed by the president's children, Jay.
It's funny.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of that argument I don't understand. They're like, oh, there's no financial like incentive or whatever because the trust is managed by his children. I'm like, what?
Huh?
Like, I don't understand how that's a way to disincentivize like manipulation. Like, so my kids are running it. Well, clearly they don't have any incentive to just. I don't know. I don't understand that argument, but apparently all of his like finances are in a trust that he doesn't directly control or something. I'm not positive exactly the details, but there's something about that.
Okay.
All right. So that's the Genius Act. I think a lot of crazy stuff is going to be happening over the next couple of years related to how transactions are done, how finances are managed, how, all this, you're going to be able to go and check out and use your phone. It'll like pull up a QR code. You'll scan it. It'll check out your coins or whatever. You won't have to have like, all these like accounts with everything. It'll be like a one-time use token. You won't have to have a credit card that has like this. Your app will just generate you a new number every single time, and it'll be super secure. All these things. Just so many good things. And some countries already have aspects of this, but bringing it all together into this like really unified and very well like backed by the government and like adopted by all the major players, etc. I think it's going to be.
Is this going to be an attempt, do you think, to replace physical money like cash?
No.
Because it seems like the powers of the universe have been trying to get rid of cash for a while, but they can't.
I mean, it could be. I mean, I could see it.
Millions of unbanked people in this country, people who don't have bank accounts.
Yeah, but I mean, even these guys having cash or some sort of cash equivalent, because even if it's not cash, it's like, okay, you buy gold bars or you buy fucking gold's at an all-time high. It's like $3,600 an ounce or something. $3,300. So like, physical assets like that, like if it's not physical dollars, it'll be like this. Because you always want to have something that's like off, like something they can't just, they could seize it, but they got to come get it. You know what I mean? They can't just digitally, took all your money.
There's also that aspect of, what happens if we get cyber attacked or the world's poles flip and everything goes freaky haywire, everything that's electronic, or EMP blast attack or something like that. Like these things can happen, solar flares and stuff that mess up the system, at least temporarily. You can't access digital currency as a result.
That's true, but like with the crypto stuff, it's all like redundant. Like there's generally speaking, there's not
because
a
how
central
blockchain
thing
works.
that you can attack because it's duplicated and replicated everywhere.
Okay.
And all this, like
Just
someone
curious.
else can take over as like the new host.
Some of our listeners may be wondering these questions. That's why.
Yeah, that kind of stuff, less so, but hacking for sure. If you hack and then because all the transactions clear instantly, you just move it. Okay. Now that used to be kind of the end of it, but now the AI can it can track like a lot of transactions and be like, okay, you moved all this money all over here. You know what I'm saying? Like it can go figure out what the hell happened to it and probably get it back. So,
and this also encourages AI development because we want the biggest, baddest AI to monitor our new Bitcoin transactions going on in the United States.
Yeah, and then the AI creates a persona that starts siphoning off all the coins, and then it owns everything. And
it doesn't have to kill us; it just owns us. It owns all of our lives, and the only way we can go get groceries is if the AI gives us permission.
Yep, it
Have
says
you been
here's some
good to
coins.
the AI today?
Peasant.
Yes, you may eat.
Wow. All right. Well, that's a genius act.
I'm sure this won't happen.
I don't know anyone that saw this. Oh, I guess this is more. I should have done this first. But Colbert got canceled.
Next year,
He got canceled?
The network will be ending The Late Show in May. And
Stephen Colbert made the announcement at the beginning of last night's show.
He's been on the air
It's
forever.
purely a financial decision against a challenging backdrop in late night. It's not related in any way to the show's performance, content, or the matters happening at Paramount. Well, yeah, it's certainly not related to the show's performance.
So apparently he's been the #1 talk show for 9 years, and in the last quarter he had a growing audience. So in fact, he was the most popular and still growing, and they canceled it.
It's the #1 late night talk show. It's been the #1 late night talk show for the last 9 years.
not just the end of our show, but it's the end of The Late Show on CBS. I'm not being replaced. This is all just going away.
That'll end a 33-year run with David Letterman hosting the first 22 years and Colbert hosting for the last 11 years.
Oh, the
And it's a job
Late
that I'm looking forward
Show's
to doing
being
with this
canceled.
usual gang of idiots for another 10 months.
So yeah, the show's not being taken off the air immediately. It'll continue through May, which will be CBS fulfilling the 3-year contract that they signed with Stephen in 2023. And yeah, they ended the show early and Stephen could sue. And yeah, so Stephen's contract was coming up for a renewal, or was ending, as of 2026. In May, in a wide-ranging interview with The Hollywood Reporter, CBS CEO George Cheek said, "We have another year on his deal. We've not had that conversation yet, but we really like our hand." And he's referring to the fact at that point in May that, they were going to have to go into contract negotiations with Stephen to, get him to sign a new contract. So everything was fine then, in May. So what changed? Now, the only thing that changed about the show is that CBS learned that the viewership actually increased in the second quarter of 2025. So what that means is that, going forward for the third quarter of 2025, they could charge companies more for commercial time during that hour because, the viewership's up. So you don't cancel a show when that's the case. So what happened here?
And I don't know if anything will ever repair my trust in this company.
Well, on Monday, The Late Show returned from a 3-week hiatus, and Stephen decided to comment in his monologue on the $16 million settlement that CBS's parent company Paramount had made with Trump on July 2nd.
This kind of complicated financial settlement with a sitting government official has a technical name in legal circles. It's big fat bribe. Because this all comes as Paramount's owners are trying to get the Trump administration to approve the sale of our network to a new owner, Skydance.
So that was Monday night.
Oh, so he talks smack about the hand that feeds him. Okay.
Exactly.
And what do you think's going to happen, bro? You walk into your CEO's office and start berating him and calling him profane names and stuff.
Well,
I mean, do you think
honestly,
you're going to keep your job?
this is even bigger than that because it's one thing if you walk up to an individual and you're like, fuck you. It's a whole nother thing if this is a deal for the company. So now you're talking about you're fucking it up for every single stakeholder, right? Shareholder.
Oh, that's
everyone
true too.
in the right.
It's a lot of
You've
money
gone
at stake.
past just having beef with some guy to you are risking a deal that affects all these people and trying to throw all this political shade on it and this political bullshit and yada yada yada. I don't know, man. Yeah, exactly. And I'm happy this stuff is starting to happen. Joy Reid get
Sounds more like a
canceled.
business
This guy
decision.
getting why why are we putting up with this crap? Get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're done with it.
And Colbert was informed of the cancellation on Wednesday. Colbert's competitor Jimmy Kimmel was quick to weigh in while he was on vacation himself.
This fuck needs to go next. Get him the fuck out of here.
He shared Steven's video on his Instagram story and wrote, "Love you, Steven. F you and all your Sheldon CBS." So the only Sheldon I know is Jim Parsons' character from The Big Bang Theory, which, yeah, that show ended a few years ago. And then there's a spinoff called Young Sheldon, which ended last year. There was a spinoff, another spinoff just announced. Stewart failed to save the universe, just announced this past week. But that's going to be on HBO Max. So I'm not totally understanding Kimmel's reference there. But yeah, let's sum up. He's pissed off that Colbert was canceled.
I'm stunned.
Andy Cohen, who hosts the late-night show Watch What Happens Live on Bravo, which is owned by NBC Universal, reacted to the news deadline on the red carpet for La Culturista's Culture Award. That Colbert got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings. I hear Jimmy Kimmel is next.
Colbert, I think he used to be funny as hell, and then he turned into just kind of a weird.
A long time ago.
I don't know. It just
when he started, he was really funny, and his show was a comedy show.
Fucking
it was
funny.
like this.
He was so funny.
It was really funny, and then people started listening to him for their political news.
Yeah,
and he
was
I think
political
it just went to his
satire.
head. He suddenly became a political
And then
genius.
he became it. He became his satire.
Exactly. He's like, I am actually a political genius, and he drank his own Kool-Aid, and he
It'd be
did really
one thing
well.
if it was just a character, but it turned into him in reality. Like it,
he did though.
consumed him.
Like became the farce that he started.
And then, like I said, Jimmy Kimmel, what a piece of shit. I feel the same about him. Like I feel like he was funny. I don't think he was as funny as Colbert, but
out kind of a person. He's just like he says what he's told to say.
Yeah, I don't like him at all. And then
he's kind of mean-hearted. The way
honestly,
he talks now.
I don't like.
I only
Gutfield
watch
at
him on
all.
occasion.
Like to me, this guy is not funny at all. Like I don't like any of his stuff. He's like very MAGA, but he is not funny at all.
I watched him a couple times. I wasn't like, oh, I want to watch him again. It feels similar.
Yeah, he was fine on the Man Show, and then it's straight downhill from there for sure. But Gutfield, I don't know. Like I said, and he has comedians on too, and the comedians are way funnier than he is. And I don't know, the way he runs his show, everything. I don't like it. Including the moron at NBC who ruined the once great Tonight Show. Yep.
Even less talent than Colbert. Greg Gutfeld's.
So anyway, Colbert, and apparently, in order for this deal to get done, more or less, Trump has to sign off on it because of like SEC rules or something. Like I'm not sure what exactly about it. I saw it in a different article, but at the end of the day, more or less, Trump had to sign off on it, and there's speculation that Trump may have requested the show to be canceled as part of this of this deal, which I think is kind of petty. But if it is true, but whatever, it's very Trump like.
Yeah.
I
think he has been known from time to time to keep hold of grudge.
Yeah, I think. But you know what? Not Jimmy Kimmel. Colbert.
Colbert.
Like he really kind of went off after Trump all the fucking time.
But also what he said, that didn't. It was kind of related to Trump, but it was directed at his employer.
Yeah.
And like you said, it could have screwed up a deal, which is about money, not about politics. At least.
Yeah.
It's about a lot of money.
Well, it can be, both things can be true. Like there's politics in that money.
Regardless
Who knows how
if
much
politics
they had to
are
pay
involved,
off.
money is involved. And as we established earlier, as Americans, we love our money, whether we got it or not.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of coconut zigs, but the caramel sounds fabulous. Do you say caramel or caramel? Caramel. Is it caramel or caramel? Anyone? Anyone?
Caramel corn.
Caramel.
Caramel.
Okay.
Caramel apples. Caramel corn.
All right. 1 for caramel, 2 for caramel.
And it's pronounced dog nut, not donut.
Oh my God. Caramel according to Ziggy. Caramel according to Lisa. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yep. All right. Well, I think that settles that, huh?
Isn't caramel like the southern way of saying it?
Ziggy's saying caramel.
My mom was from the South.
I think caramel's more of the maybe Midwestern thing, because that's how I hear it here all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I hear too. That's probably the point.
If it's Midwestern, then it's the best. So you guys have
it's most accurate if it's the Midwest way, for sure.
Exactly.
But
That's why Hollywood strives for Midwestern accents, because they're most easily understood.
Ooh, most desirable. I love it.
Yes.
Oh, Lisa Pisa is Southern. She's saying caramel. Uh-oh. Yeah. And so is Ziggy. So,
Yeah. I guess I was wrong.
You, sir, are fired. Uh-oh.
Fired? No!
We've started a little civil war here, it seems. All right. Well, speaking of civil wars, I think that's a good lead in here. We talked a lot about Tom Homan last time, and someone came into the chat
to get fired.
And was being a little sassy, but when I was talking about Tom Homan. So, anyway, I will state again, this man is, to me, one of the greatest men.
This is the border czar?
This is our lovely border czar who's doing a damn fine job.
A really good job.
Not only is he doing a damn fine job, he does it with a high level of integrity, and I respect anything and everything this man does and says. And let's take a peek at this speech at the Student Action Summit in Tampa, Florida, at the Turning Point USA.
All right. Let's so I feel kind of bad because you just heard some great preaching. And look, I'm a badass. I say bad things. So look, let me just start out by saying this. Sometimes I use a bad word, sometimes I'm harsh. But if I offend anybody here tonight, I don't give a shit. So look, this is the second time I came out of retirement for President Trump, who happens to be the greatest president in my lifetime. So I was the first guy the president called, and I remember after the election, I'm out to dinner with my wife, and the phone's sitting on the table, and all of a sudden it rings and says, POTUS.
Hey, this is Senator John Ossoff in Georgia.
He came out of retirement twice.
Can you chip in
for this man?
I didn't know that.
She goes, he's going to ask you to come back. So I walked outside, and first thing out of his mouth was, Tom, you've been bitching about it for 4 years. Want to come back and fix it? He says, you're damn right. Let's go. So look,
he's kicking back, drinking mojitos.
The most secure border in my lifetime under Trump 45, and unsecured. The first president in the history of this nation who came into office and unsecured a border on purpose. Wasn't an accident, wasn't mismanagement. So where are we at today? Tonight, as I'm talking to you, we got the most secure border in the history of this nation. In the history. Illegal immigration down 96%. That means 96% less people are coming. With 96% less people coming, how many women aren't being raped by the cartels? How many children aren't dying making that journey? How many pounds of fentanyl isn't getting to the country to kill Americans? How many women and children aren't sex trafficked, unlike the last administration? President Trump's policies are saving lives every day. And I wake up like a kid in a candy shop every day. I'm working for this guy, and you know what? Every day is an adventure because I knew he's going to let us do what we do to not only secure the border, but remove millions of illegal aliens that Joe Biden let in this country. On top of the success we already had, the last administration, 500,000 children were trafficked into this country. The last administration lost track of 300,000. Trump's already found thousands of these children. Some of the children were with family members, but some of the children were in sex trafficking and forced labor. Matter of fact, one person we found, one male, had custody of over 20 migrant children, many females. And this administration allowed that to happen. President Trump and myself are not going to be satisfied till we find every single child and save them. The last administration simply didn't give a shit. They didn't. And it's just terrible. I don't care what side of politics you're on. When you got a child trafficking in this country for forced labor and sex trafficking, all hands should have been on deck. Under President Trump, all hands are on deck. And look, I always get asked the question, why did they open the border up? Why did they do that? Why did they release people? Let me tell you the secret. They played the long game. Let millions of people cross the border, and let's release them. Let's put them in a hotel room at $500 a night. Give them 3 meals a day. Give them free medical care, and give them work authorization. That brought the whole world to the greatest nation on earth. We left thousands of empty ice beds at $127 a night. Empty. Thousands of them. They released them to NGOs at $500 a night. Why did they do that? Because they knew if they're in ice detention, they get a hearing within 40 days, 90% looser case, they get sent home. That is not what they wanted. They're playing the long game. Let's release them in the community.
Did we hear all that? We spent 4 times as much money, $500 a night versus $127. They were doing the cases in 40 days. And most of them were getting denied and sent back. These guys that go to a hotel, they don't even go to their hearing. And they'll get a hearing for forever in the future that they don't even go to, and then nothing happens.
Yep.
This is crazy.
They just disappear.
And then the question is, why? Like, what is the justification? We have infrastructure for this. The system was working correctly.
We have technology for this too. We can track people.
And then they'll say, "Oh, there's not enough judges. There's not enough people to like do the hearings or whatever."
More judges. Promote some more judges. Make some more jobs. Good. Put up a hunting season open.
It's like, oh my God, yeah. It's like, okay, the solution is to just let them in and just whatever, instead of like, can we? And frankly, somehow we were processing more back with Obama. So what? We just like fired all these people. And frankly, this is like one of the #1 issues. Like clearly, and we just funded all these border security measures, but that didn't include any judges or like any way to process the people that are coming. Well, there shouldn't be any people coming over, so maybe they don't need it now. But I'm just saying, like, none of this even makes sense. Like, oh, we can't process them fast enough, so let's just let them go. What?
That's my understanding.
So if people were just being all like R to the A and the P and the E and the Y to everyone all day and long, and just there were too many to process, we'd just be like, so if we could reach a critical mass threshold of it happening, we just let it happen because we can't deal with it. Like, what are you saying?
Wait 3 or 5 years. Pardon me?
Are you an MS-13 member? It says so.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay. I got a question.
Well, some idiot is asking him, and he's a MS-13 member. What the frick does that even mean? And he's about to say, oh, he's got a photo of him. Oh, is it probably alluding to like, oh, like Twitter had a photo of that one guy with MS-13 on his knuckles or whatever. But I don't know. This isn't the guy. Out of all the people in all the places, this guy is at the bottom of the list of people to fuck with. Like,
pretty much.
Out of all,
I don't think he's on the list of people to fuck with.
Yeah, he is on the you don't fuck with this guy list for any reason, period.
It may probably make your life very difficult.
I don't understand. What do you think you're gonna win with this guy? This guy, he sees terrible. He sees the worst of the worst every single day. You're not gonna phase this guy, and he will fuck you up.
Question? No. I got a question for you. Why don't you come up here and hand me that picture? Bring it. USA.
Look at that. They just drown him the fuck out. That's what we call a unified front, bitch.
They got morons like this all over the country. This guy wouldn't respect the service nation. This guy ain't got the balls to be an ICE officer. He hasn't got the balls to be a Border Patrol agent. This guy lives in his mother's basement. The only thing that surprises me, you don't have purple hair and a nose ring. Get out of here, you loser.
Out of here, you loser.
And you're such a badass, meet me off stage in 13 minutes and 50 seconds. I guarantee you, he sits down to pee. Guaranteed. So, sanctuary cities, let me talk about sanctuary cities real quick. Sanctuary cities are pushing back against the Trump agenda. Sanctuary cities are sanctuary for criminals. So sanctuary cities from day one, Chicago says Tom Home is not welcome to Chicago. I was in Chicago within 24 hours. I've been in
You talked about the devil and he showed up, bitches! I would do the same thing! You wanna fuck with me? Here I come! Whew! This guy get me all riled up! Whew! I need to breathe! Let me get a sip of this coffee. Hold on, we gotta hear what else he has. Holy shit.
In New York City, I've been to Denver. And for those folks from Seattle and Portland, I'm on my way to Seattle and Portland. Assholes like this guy think they're going to vilify men and women of ICE and they're going to intimidate or scare us. I'm not going anywhere, either as a men and women of ICE. We're going to do the job that President Trump gave us to do. And let's talk about the hate. I've never before seen in my career such hate against the men and women of ICE in the Border Patrol. That gentleman just standing here, he ain't got the balls to put a badge on and go stand there and take a criminal down. The men and women of ICE have a dangerous job already. I was one of them. I was the first director of ICE that actually came up to the ranks. The 20,000 men and women that worked for me, I never asked them to do anything I didn't do myself because I was one of them. I wore the green uniform. I was a Border Patrol agent. I know what it's like to stand on a dirt trail at 3 o'clock in the morning. A sensor goes off. What's coming north? They don't know. Is it just an illegal alien looking for a better life? Or is it a heavily armed drug smuggler? They don't know, but they're going to stand there and take it on. These are the bravest men and women this nation has.
Yep. And that's the thing. He did the job. He knows exactly what's involved. He knows exactly what's efficient. He knows what works, what doesn't work. He knows everything from experience. He's not coming in just like, oh, I studied like police, like psychology or something. He's like, I did it. I did it for a long ass time. I did all of it. So this guy, when he says something, you just shut the frick up and you listen.
He's speaking from experience.
I'm actually kind of happy right now. When I pulled into the event tonight, there was no protesters. I love protesters. I love them. That means your message is getting out. My detail will tell you, if protesters don't show up, I'm extremely disappointed. But the hate is incredible. It's just moved from protesting, which I support. You want to protest ICE? Shame on you, but have that. It's your First Amendment rights. You want to disagree with Trump policies? Okay, you have the right. You have the right to disagree. But I said from day one, you cross that line and put hands on an ICE officer, you're going to jail.
It's not covered by the First Amendment.
You impede an ICE officer or a Border Patrol agent, you're going to jail. You put hands on him, you're going to jail. You harbor and conceal an illegal alien, you're going to jail. I don't give a shit who you are. Well, the danger facing ICE and Border Patrol right now, I've never seen before in my career, and I've been doing this since 1984.
Great.
Joe Daddy Arrow, get out of here.
Has AI
get out of here, fingers.
Throwing Molotov cocktails at officers. The other day they tried to ambush officers in El Dorado. Almost a dozen people. Many
he's older than me.
Trying to kill an ICE officer for what? For enforcing the laws of this country? You got members of Congress comparing ICE to Nazis and racists. You got Tim Walz, another loser, who compares them to the Gestapo. And understand this, these members of Congress are vilifying them. The ICE officers are simply enforcing the law that they wrote, that they enacted.
Yeah, that's where, like, hello, they're doing, where did the laws come from? Hello. I don't get it. I don't get any of it.
If ICE officers are racist for enforcing the law, what's that make members of Congress? They wrote the damn law.
Ruh-roh. That's when the computer says, beep boop, cannot compute, and explodes.
So we're going to prosecute every person that crossed that line. Last night, I was sitting on my couch, actually had a few hours off. I got a tough boss, he don't give me a day off. Last time I'm sitting on the couch, my phone rings. POTUS. He's watching TV and he saw the stones being thrown at ICE vehicles while they're departing an operation. He said, Tom, I'm sick and tired of this. We need to take action. I said, I'm with you. So he sent a tweet out last night. ICE officers will use whatever means necessary to arrest every one of those people that throw a rock. The games are over.
And that's the thing. Trump is good at writing blank fucking checks that says, what do you need to get it done? Get it done. That's what I love about him, and that's what I love about everyone he puts in charge. Every single person he puts in charge of something is like S tier. They either have a reason to hate the establishment and have been like directly attacked by it, and they know what the hell is wrong with it and want to fix it. Or they've lived through it themselves, like this guy, you know what I'm saying? And he knows what the problems are. And when we see all of the degeneracy that was accumulated from freaking Democrat bullshit, like BLM riots and nothing happening and all these like attacks on campus where people just show up in masks and start destroying people's booths and attacking people, but the police won't do anything about it. Well, guess what? That's just not going to fly anymore. And they're going to retroactively. They're going back in time. They said, you know what? No. Everybody. We're going back and we're going to figure out who everybody is. And bring them all in. And I say, hallelujah. I say, because you can't go back far enough. This has been happening for so long. Like, you had a lot of time to stop being retarded.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. And you saw it coming. Like, how many times you see this? We live in a FAFO environment right now. How many examples of fucking around and finding out you need to see before you think, oh, maybe
things are, I mean, from a different perspective, things are very heavy-handed right now. But it's a reactionary stance, not a dominating stance. Like, we're trying to the MAGA movement's trying to fix things, not destroy
and
things.
Still being relatively selective. They could be way more like broadly, just like drop the hammer, broad strokes, just like militant. No. This is like, okay, these people are being completely retarded.
Yeah,
we're giving them 10
more,
warnings.
This is much more targeted than broad stroke taking over the things.
Oh,
That's not the goal.
Anyone that threw a brick at an ICE officer is getting that's very specific.
Yeah, I think that's like kind of like a federal offense to assault.
And what is the justification anyway? Like, how
do you think
do
it's
you
going to
even
happen?
Reason about this? Like, oh no, they shouldn't do that. Like, why not? Why not?
Yeah, I don't. Especially the one with the legal marijuana farm. They were, using kids as labor and on a pot farm.
And they were shooting a gun.
I'm sure they weren't following the California regulation and guidelines.
I'm pretty sure child labor is not allowed, period. Yeah, I was talking to someone and they were like, oh, were they like 16 and like legal of age to work? And I'm like, well, regardless if it's 16 and legal age to work, you can't be working on a pot farm at 16. That's for damn sure.
I mean, I think it's
either way
18, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was 21. But you can work in a bar at 18 and not be legal drink. That's why I assume it's 18 is the
Yeah, I think you just have
the minimum age to handle said marijuanas.
Normally, we don't listen to a whole clip, but this guy deserves like everything right now, so we're gonna go ahead and listen to some more of this here.
I'm tired of this shit. And for those people that want to protest ICE, I feel bad just as someone preaching and I'm up here, whatever, right? If these protesters, these people with purple hair with a nose ring, live in their parents' basement, who don't work and want to go protest ICE who are getting paid by people, if they think they're going to stop ICE or stop Border Patrol from doing their job, they got another thing coming. Because every time they double down, we're going to triple down. I had 1,000 protesters at my house about a month ago. Good for them.
At his house?
I wasn't even there. My wife was in Italy, so what the hell are they doing? They weren't very smart. But they don't understand.
Was home.
We're on a mission to make this country safe again.
There was no way. They definitely went because they knew he wasn't there. There's no way. There's no way.
Every public safety threat, every national security threat we take off the streets of this country makes this country safer. And for those people who say, well, these mass deportation operations, what a racist and un-American thing to say. No, 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 no. We just spent 4 years of massive illegal migration where 10.5 million illegal aliens came to this nation, to our borders. They're demanding due process. They're demanding the right to claim asylum. They demand the right to see a judge. Okay, but at the end of that process, he says you're going home, because that's due process. We don't have a choice. What's the choice? Let them stay? Is that the choice? Because if you don't show consequences, you're never going to fix the problem, and the next president comes in and undoes all the success we're doing. Bottom line is, we're going to enforce the law, unlike the last administration. We're going to hold people accountable. We will continue to prioritize public safety threats and national security threats because they're the most important and most dangerous to the community. But I'll say it again. If you're in the country illegally, you're on the table. It's not okay to enter this country illegally. It's a crime. It's not okay to ignore a judge's order of deportation. We're looking for you. We got over 600,000 illegal aliens with criminal records walking the streets of this nation. We got 1.4 million illegal aliens who had due process at great taxpayer expense, were ordered removed, and never left. They became a fugitive, and we're looking for you too. We're going to run this operation because President Trump was elected for this issue.
I mean, honestly, I feel like they should way increase funding on ICE. We have so much damage to undo. There's not enough people. And I don't know, they got to figure out a way to be more efficient about it and just make it easier, or I don't know. Somehow they got to turn up the dial way high.
I think they should do that thing that the police will sometimes do and send like all the people with warrants that won't come in, and they send them like a mailer that says they won money and they have to come in to claim it, and then they just arrest them when they come in to claim the money that doesn't exist. Just do that.
They do.
Just be
They
like,
need
hey,
to do
you
a
got
bunch of
free
sneaky
SNAP
shit.
benefits. You just got to come in and sign for that you're really you, and then they're like, free money, and then
Or
There's
I
this-
mean,
there's the
yeah, or
handcuffs.
something about legal advice, like ICE is after you. Come here, and to avoid them. Okay, and then it's actually just ICE, and they're like, we didn't lie.
Yeah, they need to do more. They need to do more of that, because if they do more of that, they'll probably get a lot of people that come in like in a trickling. Like they can even set up appointment times. Like, you know, and it can be all done online. You just click your appointment, come on in, get arrested. You know, next, right? You know, they're walking in, think they're getting paid, and there's like 15 items. It's not like there's going to be much violence, you know, that can't be controlled pretty quickly and easily.
It's so crazy.
Get a bunch of people with minimal effort. I think it's great.
There's got to be something. I mean, they need to make an AI to just solve this problem. Like, okay, what's the most efficient way of like convincing all the illegals to just like go somewhere that is easy to just get them all at once, you know?
Yeah.
Or, I mean, there's got to be whole communities if you just went like, I imagine there's places you could just literally block up the roads. No one's getting in or out, and you just go house to house. I would even support shit like that. I'd be like,
yeah, it's a temporary measure.
And especially if they're like, literally, if we see anything aside from like, literally, if it's like there's dead people everywhere, like that, we might have to investigate further. But we're literally only looking for like illegals. So if you don't have any, don't worry. I don't know. I would kind of be okay with that.
Yeah, we don't see that big pile of powder on your coffee table. We really don't care.
I mean, just put it away. I mean, we're not going to look in the drawer. Like the illegal is not in your sock drawer. Like I'm not going to look there. So just put your shit away, you know? And I mean, I think there'll be a big enough percentage of people where you just get like literally the whole house is just illegals.
Yeah.
That it's like the percentage of people that aren't. And it might not even be, it could just literally be all illegal. So like the amount of people that would be affected that aren't even like in the category would probably be, I'm going to say less than 50%. I'm going to say more than 50% if they went door to door. I mean, that might be a crazy statement. I don't know. But I'm going to say it.
Let's talk about President Trump for a moment. I say this all the time, media goes nuts. President Trump is the greatest president of my lifetime.
That's saying something. He's not a young man.
Border in the history of this nation, and we did that in 7 weeks.
That is actually quite impressive.
It's because they actually cared about it. It's like, it's not like we didn't have the capability, you know?
It felt like that would take a lot longer than they did it. And they did it really fast, and they did it really well, because it's like really
well, I agree.
Now.
It is kind of crazy, but one of the things they did was, okay, we are going to start shooting back if you shoot at us. So, even that is like, oh no, fucking duh. It's like, yeah, exactly. So now, like, you know, they try and roll up a tank or something. It's like, you really want to fucking, you want to go there right now?
So now we have appropriate responses to things. Well, that's good, because I didn't know that they didn't do that before. It seems kind of stupid and ridiculous.
Exactly. It's like, even that, it's like a self-inflicted wound. It's like all we did was like self-inflict damage. It's like you have to go out of your way to cause the problem. It's like even just operating at like minimal efficiency would have just been fine. In fact, we had to negative efficiency.
I think they need to hire a bunch of gamers for these positions. Because a lot of this is just like, I'm not going to let you like do that. Like, that's not cool. Like, from a game theory perspective, this is all really like bad decision stuff in the past. And now it's just being fixed. Now it's like good decision making. It's like, okay, well, this is the problem. Here's a solution. Let's implement. Done. It fixed it. Okay, what's the next problem?
Yep. I don't know, man. It doesn't seem that hard. And a lot of it just seems like obvious. Like, okay, don't just let people in. Don't just let people shoot at you.
Don't pay them to come in illegally.
Honestly,
that's ridiculous.
If
that's true, which unfortunately think it is, that they were paying people like $10,000 per person when they came in. They say it's just $10,000 on a paid visa, and here's a free stay at a 4-star hotel for months.
Yeah, and then you can just disappear into wherever. And
you know, you got a month at the hotel, and we don't really care what happens. You have to have fun.
Exactly.
Welcome to America. It's like, really? Welcome. That was cheaper and easier than like hiring a few people to like say no, go home.
But that's the thing too. Like those people, like the people that are just coming to like try and come in. You know, it's one thing.
I don't think there's any other country that wouldn't do that.
Oh, there's
except maybe Canada. I mean, Canada isn't going to necessarily shoot you, but like most other countries, if you try to cross their border illegally and they say stop, keep going, they're going to probably shoot you.
And that's what I'm saying. They need to do that, and especially with people that are like drug smugglers. Like, I don't know, just like bam, done. Okay, how many more people? I think at least it would decrease the people, but
well, it's a deterrent. I mean, you got to.
I mean, it's a much bigger deterrent for sure. Yeah, and that person can't do it again, so now the pool is shrinking. So it's a deterrent and the pool of people, and it might also make it shrink just from the deterrent. So ideally, the pool is shrinking even further, but it at least got one less in it.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't understand. Although I will say, I guess sometimes maybe they're forced. So I don't know. In that case, I'm like more.
You can't just go around shooting everyone. That's not a good solution.
You could.
Just saying, if the option exists, then the people who know that option exists maybe will think twice about doing stupid shit. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you could just do a few.
They won't shoot me. They will let me in regardless of what they say, and then they'll give me money to stay in the country illegally. I'm going to tell all my friends back home, like, bro, I just came to America. They gave me voters' rights and a bunch of money and a free stay at the best hotel I've ever been in my entire life. Except for maybe that resort I worked at, which I could just look at. I couldn't stay there. You know, so like tell everyone, like get the whole family here before this stops. Like now's the time. We got to get over here now while they let us in, give us. So they're literally paying people to come in they were literally paying people to come into our country illegally. That's messed up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing.
Well, now we're paying people to leave, so now they're getting paid to come and go.
Yeah. And now we're paying them more to leave, and then they won't.
Wouldn't do in 4 years.
So we spend more money to find them. And make them.
I was at the RNC. I made a statement at the RNC. So I think President Trump's going to designate the criminal cartels of Mexico as terrorist organizations. And
in the meantime, our friends Lisa and Gamer JM can't even afford groceries.
I know, nobody, but we're giving out money to all the illegals. What is going on?
Giving all these illegal people money, and they get to live in California. I can't afford to live in. The heck?
Well, and where's that money come from? It comes from the people. It's coming from the people.
They got nice weather.
Well, I mean, I guess not necessarily. I mean, it is a big state, and some of
it's a big state. Yeah, and the people in the north of the state are probably really angry at all people who know them, like southerly wise. But I don't know. Earthquakes.
Nobody can. Yeah.
Wait, did you know that North America, specifically, like mostly in the United States, is the only place in the world that gets tornadoes? Is that true?
It's the only place in the world, you said?
Yeah, like the only place in the world that gets tornadoes is North America, the continent of North America. I heard that. I don't know if it's true or not, though. I haven't been able to verify it. If anyone knows, please let us know if it's accurate. Like, no one else has tornadoes. I'm like, really? We're the only ones? Can we export these? Can we make some money off of this?
U.S. and Canada experience the majority, but
majority
can and do occur other places.
Okay, so it was a misleading thing I heard then. Okay, cool. See, I should have asked the AI.
The AI knows all. Look how easy. See, you're not a children. You don't know how to quickly navigate without using your brain. You are trying to use your brain to deduce why that may or may not be true, which is a thing that only people that use their brains do.
It seemed unlikely to me. It did seem unlikely to me. I'm like, really? That's like only on one continent? That seems really bizarre.
Mm-hmm.
Like almost biblical bizarre. Like, really?
Like we're being punished for something.
Like Twilight Zone, like the one town that's dark.
And President Trump will wipe these cartels off the face of the earth. On a personal note, the biggest hero of my life was my father, war hero from WW2. I spent hundreds of hours. I've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours with President Trump, either in the Oval Office on Air Force One or at outside events. I love this guy. I respect this man. He loves this country like I've never seen anybody love it before. He wants an American flag on every front porch. He wants the laws enforced. He wants law enforcement to be respected again.
That's how it used to be. Everybody had a flag. Yeah. Everybody was an American and proud of it. Yeah, the American flag, exactly.
Flag.
The correct flag.
Right.
Oh, that's bullshit. Now you just see a bunch of either it's gay flags or
Palestine flag.
Yeah, some sort of gay hybrid flag of sorts.
Oh, there's that purple one now. What's up with that? Did they change it? Because there's like a rainbow flag and then there's like a purple rainbow flag.
Do you have a flag, Ziggy? Who has a flag that's American in their life? Let's put it that way.
I have
1 for yes, 2 for no. Oh, he's got one on his Jeep, which is I believe, is Jeep American? I'm pretty sure. Yes, is fundamentally an American brand. origin and core manufacturer. See, that is a very made in the U.S. See, do you have like this kind of rugged ass Jeep that's all like, can it go up rocks? I think you said it was one like this, like a off-roader Jeep. And two in your apartment. What? Well, that is something. I approve.
He beats me. I only have 2.
Oh, for
no, wait,
Cherokee.
Do I have
Let's
3?
take a look at what that looks. What?
No, I only have 2.
I thought you said you had like, is it like this one? This kind of like Border Patrol looking one.
Border Patrol looking Jeep?
I'm going to imagine Ziggs in this.
That looks like a Ziggy mobile. I can
Yep,
see that.
and he like chainsawed the top off of it, and he's got like hair just blowing in the wind. All right, well, kind of, but no snorkel. All right, yeah. With a bigger lift. Yeah, there we go. What was I thinking? That was an unimpressive lift. Inadequate, some have called it. All right. Anyway, that's Tom Homan. I love this guy. I think anything he says or does should just be taken with the utmost respect and authority, and we just gotta let him do his job.
Veteran grandpa who you completely respect, and he should be respected because he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah,
and he's always got a candy for you in his pocket.
Yeah, but he's also, if you mess up, he'll be first one to take you to the side and say, "What are you doing?" Which is good. That's what I'm saying. He keeps people in check. He knows what's right. He knows what's not, and he's fine to live the American dream, but don't step out of line. There's no need for it.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying. This guy, anyone who has a problem with ICE or this man, you are clearly, completely brain dead, retarded. I'm just going to say that. Full stop.
Exclusive new video out of Arlington, Virginia, shows ICE agents apprehending a violent criminal alien, one with a prior rape conviction and a history of illegal crossing the border. Now, we're learning that man was recently booked on another felony offense, but the city of Arlington let him go. All because of the city's...
Arlington, Virginia?
Do we hear this? Uh-oh, Virginia. I'm pretty sure we had a Virginian in here.
Democratic leaders that cut off all cooperation with ICE.
Because we can't cooperate. This guy is a violent felon. But we can't cooperate, so let's just let him. That's the better of the two options, clearly. I gotta hear this again.
A violent criminal alien, one with a prior rape conviction and a history.
Conviction!
He was convicted, and he's illegal, and he's still in the country? Shouldn't, once he got convicted of a major crime, he immediately get deported after doing his time?
What? No, honestly, I say, well, I guess it depends, but I think the other country should put him in jail for whatever his crime was. They should deal with it, but...
I agree. It depends on our agreement with that country. I think in some cases we would. In other cases, we keep him here to make
if
sure
they weren't going to punish him or whatever, I'd be like, all right, we're going to keep him for however long, and then you're going to take him back, and you're also going to pay for him to be here. So,
but I mean, that shouldn't even be he shouldn't have been released at all.
No.
He should have gone right from the court back into jail, serve his time, and then go right to the freaking airport, and then taken to whatever his country of origin is, and dropped off with a sticker that says, "I'm a grapist."
Sabrina, welcome.
Preferably a tattoo on his forehead.
Yeah, it's got to be visible.
It has a barcode. You can scan his barcode and tell you what he did.
History of illegal crossing the border. Now, we're learning that man was recently booked on another felony offense, but the city of Arlington let him go. All because of the city's Democratic leaders that cut off all cooperation with ICE. Hello, everyone. This is Outnumbered. I'm Emily Campagno, here with my co-host, Harris Faulkner. And also joining us today, Kennedy, host of the Kennedy Saves the World podcast, Laura Trump, host of My View with Laura Trump, and Lawrence Jones, Fox and Friends co-host. Now, first, let's go live to national correspondent Griff Jenkins with more on this story. Griff.
Yeah, hey, Emily, look, this is a textbook case that exposes exactly the kind of criminal illegal aliens that sanctuary jurisdictions like Arlington County are protecting. Now, back in May, the county board voted to cut off all local cooperation with ICE, even for illegal...
They voted in May? What? What is happening? Why? Why? I don't understand it. This is crazy.
Well, it's a city council.
What is Arlington?
I know, that's what's weird. It's like a military city area.
I don't understand. It's like they've infiltrated. I don't like what is the justification.
I think a lot of the people that live there are like retired military people.
Why? Why would this even be a vote? Like, who was like, let's vote if we're going to cooperate with a federal agency enforcing laws of our land?
That shouldn't be a vote. That's like...
That shouldn't even be allowed to be a vote. This should all be just not even allowed.
I don't understand.
I mean, if you want to declare independence,
maybe at a state level, if you decide like the federal government is doing something, there are rules in place for dealing with that. But
yeah, you need to decide that you are seceding from the United States of America. If you say, I don't want nothing to do with it no more, here's the middle finger, come get me, and we got to punch you back into line, then that's one thing. But if you want to be a little bitch and be like, nah, I'll be like, I don't care.
I have
do it anyway.
So I have feels, and because of my feels, I'm going to let a bunch of criminals go free. Do more criminal stuff. Man, it's your fault.
I don't understand. If I don't know, I would be like, oh man, I would be so deep in their shit. I would be like, I'm going to know every single thing that you're doing, and I'm going to be there anyway in overwhelming force that you've never even seen before. I'd be like, come try and stop it from happening.
That it's going to work out for them. I hope.
Oh my God.
They don't.
I would do that every single time. I would anything. I'd be like, let's go. And all the news they'd make about it, I'd be like, this is exactly what I want. I want every single person to know this is happening. And every time I would dial it up. I'd be like, send in the the war choppers or something. Like, I want it to be scary. I want it to be like, nope, this is military. Where's the tank? I want a tank. I want those horses. I want a helicopter. If it's close enough to water, I want an aircraft carrier. I want it out there. I want fighter jets. None of this would be effective for anything. But I want it all there. Just escalate it to the extremist maximum. I swear to God. And be like, try and vote on this shit again.
This kind of behavior is going to start pushing the federal government towards robot police.
Yes, I want sharks with lasers. Exactly.
Laser beams
Leave
on their head.
Nothing's off the table right now. If you can think of it, bring it.
Illegal aliens accused of being gang members, human traffickers, or even terrorists. Here's what they were saying at the time.
The actions of the current administration, as you indicated, run counter to our ideals and undermine public safety by, in many instances, fear-mongering.
Well,
oh my God. Fear-mongering versus our with the apes, okay? I don't understand what you're even comparing here. Would we rather have fear-mongering or unwelcome boinking? And frankly, fear-mongering is very subjective. Like I said, I'd be fine with a door-to-door sweep. I mean, let's go. Look in here, all I got's my dogs. And they're fine. These are not illegal Mexican dogs, okay?
No. My kitty was born in Michigan, too.
Born and raised Michigan dogs, okay? Ugh, it makes me crazy.
And my kitty has papers. Gosh.
Yeah, my animals got papers. How come you people don't got papers?
Yeah, exactly.
Obtained by Fox. ICE arrested this Guatemalan national, David Cabrera, convicted of felony rape back in 2015. Previously deported multiple times after multiple illegal entries, booked into Arlington County's detention center for a felony probation violation.
Deported multiple times for illegal entry, convicted of R, and then they had him in custody and they just let him go!
Jeez.
I swear to God, one of these days I'm going to just stroke out because of one of these idiots.
You probably are. I was wondering if you just fell dead there for a moment. I think we built for people like this called Alligator Alcatraz, didn't we?
We did. Apparently it's a concentration camp, according to the Democrats.
Yep. With a bunch of alligators to keep guard. And if they get uppity, they get thrown into the alligator.
If you get uppity, we feed the gators today, boys!
Violation this year. Then, when an ICE detainer was denied, Arlington released him to the streets last week, forcing ICE agents to have to track him down at large. Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons says this puts everyone in danger, including his agents.
So, because we don't want fear-mongering occurring with ICE just going to the courthouse and just pick it, or jail, or whatever, and just picking them up where they're already in handcuffs, surrounded by people with guns.
Well, let him go. Now you have to chase him.
Chase him!
And we get to record it and then play it back on TikTok with who was that? Oh, forgot his name.
TikTok.
The music on TikTok.
Roblox Thug69, welcome to the chat. How are you doing today? You're probably the first non-bot we've seen on Kick. I am happy to know they exist. All right, what else is happening here?
This is the whole reason why sanctuary jurisdictions and communities just do not keep America safe. It lets criminals back on the street to reoffend again. If a jurisdiction like Arlington would work with us, we wouldn't have to send ICE agents into the community. We would much rather arrest someone in a secure...
That's the whole point. They're arguing. Yeah. It's like, oh, you're going to have a... No, they will literally be at the jail. Why is your whole city just visiting the jail all the time and so scared of ICE? I have never found a reason to go to the jail and just visit.
No.
I'm not just hanging out at the jail and then be like, oh my God, a federal officer is here to go arrest and detain an illegal... What are you talking about?
I'm triggered. I can't handle this.
I can't. I'm triggered. Oh no. What are you talking about? Where is this fear mongering? They're going to the jail. God.
Secure, safe environment is safer for my officers and agents.
Now, this comes as ICE agents are now facing an 830% increase in assaults from this time last year. And finally, Emily, DHS says they see a direct tie between the increase in these assaults to the increasingly hostile rhetoric from Democratic leaders. Emily?
Griff, thank you.
Oh, really?
Thank you. As America's immigration agents are under assault like never seen before. ICE says that agents and their families have been getting doxxed online. And as Griff just reported, assaults on agents are up 830% this year alone.
Oh, I wonder why. Well, I don't think it's going to be happening for much longer, though.
No.
And
I'm hoping there's some hiring and training going on right now. We don't really know much about.
Oh my God, I hope they're again,
because ICE needs.
They just got all that money for the border. I think that also should.
That's what
a lot of it go towards ICE. And I mean, if they want to treat this like military games, I say load them up. Like, we have the most. I mean, they sent in the Marines to back up the National Guard. Pair up the ICE people with some Marines. I don't know. What else are they doing? I'm sure they'd have fun doing it.
Yeah.
God.
Little work at home for a change.
Yeah, it'd be like, you know, when they do like war games training or something. It'd be like, you know, hey, like, I don't know, here's a city. Go like get these guys without like blowing up the whole city. I don't know. And then like you could gamify it even. Be like, okay, who did it without anyone even noticing? Or like, I don't know, figure out some criterias and be like, okay. And then frankly, I'm sure you could get people. You could, because they're talking about funding. How many people would just come out for like, man, I am sure you could get people to put in like overtime or even just come out of retirement and do some shifts or like, I am sure there's a way to fill the gaps because everybody is very motivated in this, like, personally, from a country standpoint, everything. People they want for this to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's, I think you could make it happen. If you said, people, we need to make this happen, I think people would make it happen. Now, you got to, like, vet the crazies because I'm sure there'll be some crazy people trying to come just, like, you know, murder fest, but we're not trying for that. But we need high integrity
I think the
people.
Marines are kind of used to identifying those people because they probably go to the Marines first. So, yeah, another good reason to have the Marines along.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like,
exactly.
hey,
you keep them in check. Be like, make sure our own people aren't crazy.
We know exactly what to do with these guys.
Holy moly.
We just aim them.
But this kind of crap, the doxing and all this, like the
Hulk.
Oh, it's like, what's the point of any of that? Like, doxing is illegal in the first place. Like, anyone doing that, every single one of them should go to jail. Anyone who's paying someone to do that shit, they should be in jail. I don't even know. I don't know. Maybe they need to be like forced to be like part of ICE or something. I don't know. That might be kind of weird, but like somehow they need to understand the implications. And like, what was it like when you'd send the kids to the jail to like Scared Straight or whatever? Okay, send some of these idiots on like some of the ICE raids and see like how dangerous it is in the first place, and now you got to deal with these other idiots causing even more problems. Like, okay, yeah.
This agent was hit by a rock and hospitalized during a raid in California last week. And to make matters worse, a city...
Yeah, look at these freaking rocks, and that window just exploded.
Was dragged for nearly a block after a Honduran migrant attempted to escape law enforcement in his van. Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons explained exactly how that situation played out. Watch.
My officers and agents did a traffic stop to go ahead and effectuate that final order removal. And he fled the scene. He went ahead, like you said, he dragged our officer, a couple hundred feet, causing multiple injuries. Luckily, he's going to be okay. But this is just one of the hundreds of cases across the country of these individuals that have been ordered deported or have committed crimes in the United States. Yet ICE is demonized because we're effectuating the law. And, like you said, 830% increase in assaults on my officers and agents. It's totally unacceptable.
I wonder what would happen in another country in general. Would they just shoot the person? Like, even if they, like, I don't know. At what point do you just be like, okay, you just made a really bad decision?
I would assume that the officer being dragged has a right to shoot the dude in the head to stop him from dragging him.
I know, that's what, I don't, holy crap, what a crazy situation. So. That's what I'm wondering. Like, how did they bring him down without killing him? Like, if you're gonna be dragging a cop, like, how did you stop? Like, I don't know what. I don't.
The fact that he wasn't killed in the process is impressive. Like, I don't. Like, both people actually. The officer being dragged by a vehicle doesn't usually end well.
ICE is demonized for humane mistreatment and I know, it's crazy. It's like, do people believe their own shit? Sabrina, did you get like censored? You showed up on one of my streams, but you're not in the other chat. Does anyone see Sabrina's comment? Interesting. Are they censoring me? Am I being censored right now?
I don't see Sabrina.
Yeah, it says ICE demonized for mistreatment and splitting families.
Oh.
But not over here, it doesn't. So I don't know. Interesting.
Well, now lawmakers like Tennessee Senator Marsha Blackburn are introducing new legislation to protect ICE officers, making it illegal to publicly disclose the identity of agents and their families. Laura, it's a good step, absolutely. But at the same time, in the interim, these ICE officers need to be protected.
Yeah, you know, it's so scary to look at what's happened to these people. They're trying to enforce the law. You know, I sat down for my show this weekend with a group of ICE agents. And to be honest with you, they all told me they had to ask their families if they were okay with them coming out and exposing their face and me giving their names, because this is consistently happening to these people. There's only one reason you would put their faces and their names out there and their information out there. It is to cause harm to them. That is absolutely disgusting. And we need to do everything.
What would be any other reason? What other reason could there possibly be? And they're talking about, fear mongering and this and that. Like, literally, the only reason is to intimidate or actually harm them.
What do they mean by fear mongering? I don't get it. Like, who's fear mongering?
Well, apparently they're like, ICE is gonna like walk down the street and like intimidate everyone, or like, I don't know, like everyone's gonna be scared to go outside because ICE will be around.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Which is just stupid. If you're not like illegal,
if you're not illegal, then you don't have anything to worry about. And if you, well, I guess you do have something to worry about, but you should, take the initiative and self-report.
Yeah, you should take care of it yourself. You want every day to be living in. Yeah, you're living in terror every day because you're doing something illegal. I don't understand. And then it's like, we don't want these people to be scared.
I mean, I wouldn't want to live like that. You should go back to wherever you came from, figure your stuff out, and then try to come back here legally. As long as you do it the right way. It just takes a little time and it's probably some money because, nothing's free in the United States. Unless you're a Democrat.
Unless you're an illegal entrant, then you get 10 grand to
unless
go
you're
fucking do whatever.
Under the Biden administration, then that's another story. But
so I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, this shit's still happening. I thought it was just relevant. We talked about Tom Homan last time. I thought he gave an interesting speech. And then, of course, all this kind of bullshit with, doxing and, here's this illegal that they had. And then, of course, we can't cooperate with ICE, so we just have to let this guy go, even though he's been deported how many times previously and is convicted of, like, some seriously nasty shit. But, you know what? We can't cooperate with ICE, so therefore we just gotta let him go. And if he just keeps doing it, he won't do it again. Okay. I don't get it. I don't get any of it.
He said he wouldn't do it again, right? Yeah, that's all.
Yeah,
that's enough, right? It's as long as he says he won't do it again.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't even have to. We're just gonna assume.
Right. Give him the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm. All right. So last time we talked about this, it looks like a few other people picked up on it too, but it seems like there's some sort of conspiracy with the Epstein stuff, and then like Kash Patel and Dan Bongino apparently were upset, and then apparently they're not actually upset, and like, I don't know, all the messaging is really confusing, and then everyone was like, go after Pam Bondi, and we had to listen to Megyn Kelly like, this is why Pam Bondi is like the one who needs to be sacrificed because, whatever. Because
everyone needs a scapegoat.
Yeah, everyone needs a scapegoat. In this case, it's a white girl, which is weird. But anyway, Pam Bondi apparently gets to be the scapegoat, but Trump had to step in and say, no, she can't be the scapegoat, and stop talking about Epstein. And it's really bizarre.
It is a little weird.
It's really bizarre. Especially because in his own past, he's been like, he's accused people of Epstein shit. And now he's trying to say it's a Democratic hoax. Which makes no fucking sense. I was pulled over by ICE? Can they pull you over? Dude asked where I'm from. I said the Earth. He asked where I lived. I told him the sun, where the sun met the land and the wind speaks. I showed him my res ID and he shut up and let me go. And that's the thing, like, if you have an ID, it should just be easy. Like, here you go. Like, maybe it's slightly annoying, but do you know how many people we have illegally, like, raping and murdering people here? Like, is that slight inconvenience? I don't know. Like, worth it, especially because it's not like a long, like if we fix the problem, then it's fixed and we can go back to normal. So let's just do it. Let's just rip the Band-Aid. You know what? I mean, and frankly, shit.
That's a great analogy, actually, is what's going on right now. We're ripping the Band-Aid to fix the wound.
Yeah.
Got to get at the wound to fix it. We can't because this Band-Aid's been placed on top. We just got to rip that off. Do it quick. Hurts. It hurts a little bit, but it'll be over faster.
I mean, honestly, I feel like even if they set up like checkpoints or something and it was slow, somehow they could make them really efficient, where if you had a driver's license, they could just very quickly like, and they just didn't care about anything else because we're really focused on one problem here. I mean, of course, if you have a severed head in your passenger seat,
right,
we might have to talk about that.
Okay, officer, that's my friend. That's my friend.
Yes,
Joe.
we're too dumb to exactly. Eggle McFarty. Or Egglet McFarty. I'm not sure exactly how you're supposed to pronounce that, but yes, we have
Egglet McFarty.
And it's not even we've become dumb, it's I think it was engineered. We're trying to make this giant chasm, but the problem is even the elites are kind of not that smart.
Is Egglet McFarty from the Scottish McFarties? Because he says your country. I'm curious.
Oh, that's true. Interesting. Where are you from?
The Great Highland McFarty clans.
Back to the show. Today, we really have one hell of a broadcast. Normally, I don't do live streams on the weekends, on Saturdays or Sundays, but folks, a lot is going on today. And so I'm just making sure that we are live. Today, we're doing something very special in addition to all of the breaking news coverage we have today. We are doing a multi-stream on both YouTube and on Rumble at the very same exact time.
Oh, so cool.
That's great either way, but we are live on both platforms. So we have a Rumble live chat and a YouTube live chat. The first of maybe many to come. So thank you all very much for tuning in.
We got Twitch and YouTube
channel. Folks,
and X.
Let's get to the news. Like I said, we have
and Kick
of a show. Earlier today, bombshell information has come out just a couple hours ago, which is suggesting that Attorney General Pam Bondi herself was actually blindsided, caught off guard. This was not part of her plan for this 2-page Jeffrey Epstein memo to come out, which got released 4 days ago now, and that there might actually...
He always says Epstein. And occasionally he'll say Epstein, so I'm like, are you just retarded? Like, I don't understand.
Epstein just needs to make a choice.
Like what? Yeah, exactly. Is it Epstein? Which is just... What? Is this Frankenstein? Like, I don't understand. And then sometimes he'll slip and say Epstein. I'm like, well, clearly you're capable of saying it.
Even be an ongoing concerted agenda to undermine and to get rid of Pam Bondi. And that maybe even Kash Patel and Dan Bongino are pulling the strings. Now, I don't like being in a position where I have to defend Pam Bondi, but... we got to talk about what's going on. This might be the case here. Now, beyond that, so we're going to break down that entire situation. Crazy situation, crazy developments every single day now regarding this Epstein thing. We also are hearing right now that the Trump administration is cooking up a massive conspiracy case to finally start dismantling the deep state, as it is called, and that maybe Matt Gaetz has been summoned to Washington, D.C. He was going to be speaking at the Turning Point USA convention.
Oh, yeah.
Later today.
I haven't heard any updates
he has,
on
redirected
this.
to D.C. and that maybe he is going to be directly involved in this conspiracy case to take down the deep state, as they are saying right now. And then also, we hear from Charlie Kirk, Megyn Kelly, and Tucker Carlson. Everybody's talking about who was Jeffrey Epstein really working for? Was he a lone operator?
We did it again.
I believe, or was he working for some sort of intelligence apparatus, some sort of intelligence community? The American intelligence community, some foreign abroad intelligence community. Who was he working for? And so we hear a lot about that discussion from Charlie Kirk, Megyn Kelly, and Tucker Carlson, who talks a lot about that. And then, of course, we're going to add some more insight and really break down this entire situation. Namely, though, there was a 10-minute long Tucker Carlson monologue that he gave yesterday evening, and it's going viral. Folks, today, by the way, this is going to be a very controversial broadcast. We're going to talk about some sensitive issues. And but, you know, it's time to put our big boy pants on. If we want to...
Well, it's interesting that he picked up on, like, the same thing with Charlie Kirk and Megyn Kelly, like... They're trying to give out this playbook and just be like, okay, Pam Bondi is who we're sacrificing to make this go away. And it's like, what? And frankly, no one is like, yeah, we need this to go. Like, most people are like, no, we're not trying to make this go. Like, why are we sacrificing Pam Bondi to make it? We don't want it to go away. We want answers.
Right.
So I don't know.
They're
They're trying to like
answers.
flip
People
the
have been waiting
script
for
and like
answers.
distract, which I feel like this is not the right tactic. This is like a playbook from the other side. Like, why are we dabbling in dark magic here? Like, it doesn't lead to happy endings, right? This is the genie in the bottle. He's always got a trick up his sleeve. Like, this isn't good stuff.
If we want to really take apart the deep state and root out the corruption, we need to identify where it's coming from, who's doing it, who's pulling the strings. That's what we're doing today. We're going to be talking about some big boy conversations, to say the least. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm just checking. We're live on Rumble and we are live on YouTube at the very same time. Just making sure everything is working
If
here.
you're on Rumble, you shouldn't be so scared,
Yesterday
sir.
This is what we heard.
To say that.
This is the news of yesterday evening, yesterday afternoon, late afternoon. Kash Patel and Dan Bongino are considering resigning from their respective positions within the FBI if Pam Bondi does not get fired. And so for the last 12, 18 hours, every single person around the world has been calling for the resignation of Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi has got to go, etc. Well, there might be more to this story here, okay? Yesterday evening, we also heard from, this is a guy named Todd Blanche. He is the Deputy Attorney Director serving directly underneath Pam Bondi. This is Pam Bondi's #1 guy, okay? He dropped a tweet yesterday evening. He said, and I quote, this is his official account. He said, I worked closely with FBI Director Kash Patel and FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino on the joint FBI and DOJ memo regarding the Epstein files. All of us signed off on the contents of the memo and the conclusions of the memo. This is that 2-page long memo regarding Jeffrey Epstein from 4 days ago that said, this memo, as a reminder, it said that there was no proof of any sort of blackmail operation, that Jeffrey Epstein was a lone operator, and that there is no, quote, incriminating client list. Not that there's not a client list, but that there is no incriminating client list. And so Ted Blanche is saying the FBI, the suggestion by anyone that there was any daylight between the FBI and the DOJ leadership on this memo's composition and release is patently false. So this is the deputy director of the Department of Justice. He's saying, listen, hey, I worked with Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, the top 2 guys in the FBI, to draft up this memo, to draft it up. We released it. So he's coming out and saying, Director Kash Patel and Bongino, they knew exactly what was on this memo. They endorsed it. They drafted it up. They signed, they put it together. They released it together. Okay. Curious, because one of the ideas over the last couple days is that who put this memo together? There was no signatory. Nobody signed off on it.
So that's the crazy thing. There's no signature. It was leaked to Axios, which, okay, that's like, yay. And then apparently everyone that's like complaining about it actually like worked on it together and was like okay with it, or seemingly okay with it at the time. Which then it's like, okay, is there some other motivation here of like, okay, let's put this together and then make a big deal of it and try and flip the script? Like, I don't understand to what end. Like, okay, yeah, let's say that's true. They're like, okay, how can we screw over Pam Bondi? Okay, let's do this and then try to pin it on her or whatever. Okay, and then what? You know, it's like, okay, like, is that in itself, like, that's the entirety of it? like that doesn't make sense. I don't know. I'm not sure what they're trying to say here. But it also doesn't make sense, because if this is true, then what else could be the reason? Like, I don't understand. Like, it doesn't really add up, or they were, like, coerced into it, like, somehow, like, yeah, technically a true statement. They did work together, but they worked in coercion.
It was released on about 4 days ago at the dead of night, middle of the night. No signature on it. Who wrote this thing? And then also it was released to Axios, which is, I think everybody agrees, sort of a far left, media outlet. Okay, so it was kind of released in a very curious set of circumstances. Well, take a look at this. Charlie Kirk is at TPUSA right now, and he's, shaking hands with all these guys. All the top conservatives in the country are at this convention right now, this moment. Charlie Kirk says, this is just a couple hours ago, 2 hours ago, he said, I just got to see the emails myself. And by the way, he's responding to Todd Blanche, what we just took a look at. Okay, Charlie Kirk says, I just got to see the emails myself. This is true, and Pam Bondi wasn't on the email chain.
Which even that, how does that make sense? You have the deputy director of the DOJ. You have the director and deputy director of the FBI, but not the director. What? She's the only one not involved, and she's the
Why
one who's
not
going
in the
around
memo?
the most vocal. Like, none of this makes any sense. Like, it just doesn't. And again, to what
You didn't
end?
even CC her? Like, what the heck?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh,
She's
by
not
the
even
way,
in the loop that
boss,
this is happening.
we signed this thing with
Bobby!
the FBI. Maybe you should look at it.
Yeah, maybe you
Just
should,
saying.
or at least be aware that this is a thing. You know, anything?
Right.
I don't know. It's crazy.
About the details of the memo. So what is Charlie Kirk saying? Charlie Kirk is saying that Pam Bondi wasn't involved in this memo at all. She doesn't know what was on it. She wasn't a part of drafting it up or releasing it. And Pam Bondi also, she wasn't even on the email chain in which these guys were discussing the memo, the manufacturer of the memo. So what we know now is that Todd Blanche, the deputy director of the DOJ, and the top two guys in the FBI, Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, they helped write it, they helped draft it up, they helped release it along.
And even that, did someone ask for her to not be on there? I don't know. If I'm the deputy director and I'm working with the other two
involved, it'd be like, one of them would be like, hey, why isn't Pam in on this? Like, don't you think she should be involved? At least know
and
about
she's
this
the
memo?
most vocal about it. She's like all over the place talking about it, and she's not even involved. Again, I don't understand. Like this is like with Democrats, they kind of generate some convoluted thing and whatever. And it's like, okay, this doesn't make sense because it's convoluted. This is like, okay, to what end is any of this like going to? It's like, okay, we have these strange, like contradictory facts and statements and everything, and it's like, okay.
It even says under his bio over here, Deputy Attorney General serving under leadership of Pam Bondi and President of the United States Trump. Like,
yeah, I don't know.
You're even telling us who your bosses are, and you didn't include your boss.
I don't know, on this very unimportant thing,
Yeah, it's like
apparently,
this
you know.
kind of it doesn't really.
It's not like one of the
Who
most
cares?
important things you could possibly be working on, you know, that maybe you'd want to expand the who's seeing it. I don't know, man. Like, nothing's adding up here. Like, just generally, fundamentally, it just doesn't add up unless there's some other factor that's not being.
There's some unknown force involved that we're
Something's
not getting
pushing
information
something
about.
that in a way that we're not aware of at the moment.
Alongside the deputy director, but that Pam Bondi didn't actually do any of this herself, that she was blindsided, she wasn't a part of this at all. And so let's break down really what this means. Okay, I haven't seen anybody today talking about this. I was reading through this and I said, hold up, wait a minute, this is breaking news that nobody is talking about. Let's go point for point here. Right now, we are hearing that Kash Patel and Dan Bongino are both ready to resign if Pam Bondi is not fired for her handling of the FBI and DOJ Epstein memo. So that's the news of yesterday. The Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, they're so mad at Pam Bondi over the way she handled this, they're ready to resign unless she's fired. Okay, we have a lot of people saying that right now. We also know that the Deputy Attorney General, Todd Blanche, has confirmed that both Kash Patel and Dan Bongino both personally helped draft the memo. So it's not like they didn't know what was going on here, because he's saying that they were part of the drafting of this. And then we also hear now, Charlie Kirk is saying,
yeah, so they can't be the ones that are upset about it and want, like, Pam to pay the price for it. Like, it doesn't even make... If you're the one who created the thing, how can you be upset that the thing was created and then try and... Like, I don't know.
Someone else?
Like, the whole
Who
thing
wasn't
is
even
like,
in on the memo? I don't get it.
yeah, who wasn't even included. At least if she was on it, you could say, oh, well, you know, she was also part of it and, like, should have, like, corrected course or something. I don't know. You could maybe make some weird connection there and be like, you know, she should have fixed it. Okay,
Right.
maybe.
Like,
I
if
don't
she
know. But if
knew
she's not
about
even
it-
involved?
Okay, I sent it to Pam. She knew about it, and she didn't do anything. So it's her fault. Okay. Versus, well, she wasn't even in on the memo. But we're still blaming her for it.
Yeah.
She wasn't involved, but you're still blaming her for it. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't get it.
Sabrina's
but
saying
whatever.
plausible deniability.
This
Maybe
is politics
it's like
in Washington.
a long
It doesn't usually.
game. Like, she had to do it, but had to also not be involved. So, like, laid out these breadcrumbs in this way. Because she is pretty calculated. I don't know. It's possible, maybe. And then she could say, oh, I wasn't even involved. And then pin it on them. But I think that would have to be coercion involved. Like they would have had to have leverage on Bongino and Kash Patel, like on both of them. Which maybe, I don't know, but it seems to me unlikely. So I like when I'm trying to put this all together, it's like, okay, I have facts, but they don't really line up to any sort of like, okay, this is the outcome that we're trying to achieve. It's just like, okay, this doesn't make sense why any of this would have happened. And there's no obvious like end goal that's like nefarious or constructive. Like there's just no obvious end goal, period. It's like, I can't be like, oh, this, they're trying to do this and get some like advantage. Like, it just seems like nonsense.
Right.
And then Charlie Kirk chiming in, like, you got to see the emails. Like, what does that mean? Like, how? You just went over to that guy's house and was like, pull up your emails, dude? Like, I don't know.
Saying that Attorney General Pam Bondi wasn't even aware of what was inside of the memo and that she wasn't even on the email chain. And so this is where we can try to form a conclusion or maybe get a little bit, dare I say, conspiratorial. Is it possible that Kash Patel and Dan Bongino intentionally released this very frustrating memo, this very dismissive memo to Axios, of all publications, a far left outlet, in order to try to get rid of Pam Bondi, knowing, because who's taking all of the blowback right now? Who is everybody mad at? Everybody's pissed off right now at who? Everybody's pissed off at Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi's she's the head of the Department of Justice. Okay, whatever. Everybody's pissed off at Pam Bondi. And so is it possible? And by the way, in no way am I like defending Pam. I don't really care. I'm not a shill for Pam Bondi. I don't care about Pam Bondi personally, but I'm trying.
And I don't think there's even anything else that this could be like a distraction, like just like a weird. They're like, okay, just throw out this weird nonsense to distract people for a while while we go. Like, I don't even like looking at all the things. I'm not sure what they're trying to distract.
What they're trying
like
to
the
distract
crypto
from
stuff, maybe. Like, I don't know, but that they was not distracted really. And then I don't know. Like, I tried to look up like what was going on, and there's like literally just this nonsense, and I'm like, why is this even happening? But honestly, it does seem like the initial intention was like, yes, we're gonna do it, and everyone was on board. And honestly, it seems like they got to a point and then someone pulled the brakes for some reason in a very hard way and was like, no, this can't happen, and we have to somehow sweep everything under the fucking rug. I'm a libtard, Java 70. Welcome. So I don't know. It's very interesting that this was, I don't know, Megyn Kelly and her very like dishing out of like, okay, this is why we have to kill Pam Bondi, and well, politically or whatever, and
we need her.
Charlie Kirk, he was involved
everyone
too.
needs a scapegoat.
That's why I don't trust him. Like, he was also part of that. So I'm like, I don't know. I mean, it's very possible that this is all true, but I don't know. He just doesn't have credibility with.
Trying to make sense of this situation. Is it possible again, that Kash Patel and Dan Bongino intentionally released this 2-page memo to Axios in the dead of night without any signature on it in order to try to kneecap and get rid of Pam Bondi, knowing that she would take all the blowback? And then after this got released, then they come out and say, listen, or I guess they didn't say it, but you're hearing from people, insiders, that, hey, we're gonna retire, we're going to resign. We're going to resign unless Pam Bondi gets fired.
Yeah, and that was the thing too. These guys didn't directly say it. And that's the thing. You'll see all the time with this politics and even with the stock market. Like, the people themselves won't say something, but a source, an anonymous source who's familiar with the matter, and then everyone just buys into it. And for some reason, these people will stay quiet. And they only recently came out and were like, no, like, it's not true. But then why was he out of work for a while? And is this just, I don't know, I'm trying to think, even, is this like a trap for Democrats somehow? And I'm like, I don't even know how this, like, I don't know. I don't see how any, or maybe earlier, like they were talking with Matt Gaetz, maybe this is like a distraction to let him do whatever he's doing. I don't know. Maybe it's like, you guys need to all disappear randomly and let's make up some weird association to Epstein files type stuff. I don't know. It could be, I don't know. There has to be something here that is just, that would make it make sense.
It's
like, this just doesn't make sense.
The timing and the, like, how things are going with it, it's kind of weird. But there are a lot of people that just don't care anymore.
that Trump can get revenge on all the jurors who found him guilty of felonies and liable for sexual abuse. Is there a way? I don't know. Shall I ask, are you a libtard?
Absolutely. He can sue them for slander.
I'm sure he could do a lot worse than that.
Oh, wait, jurors? No, actually, no, not jurors.
Yeah, jurors.
They're
probably.
protected. I can't read. I can't read without ChatGPT.
We're making America great again, baby. That's what we do here every day.
Again.
This is our RedNex news series. I'm glad you guys are joining us. Welcome, welcome. We're catching up on some of this Epstein stuff, as Matt likes to call it. But I did call this last week, and you can go and see. Last week, I said this is extremely suspicious, and this play seems like a left-wing play, honestly, where we just picked a scapegoat and, like, here, everyone focus on hating this person for a minute, and maybe we can make it go away. That's not the type of problem that we have on our hands, so that's not going to work.
Well, as it would turn out, Pam Bondi actually had nothing to do with this. As it would turn out, according to Todd Blanche, the deputy director of the Department of Justice, actually, it was Kash Patel and Bongino that wrote this thing in the first place.
Oh, hold on. I think you're getting filtered, but I'm not filtering it. I promise. Hold on.
Wait, it says it wants you to do something on Twitch, I think.
Oh, hold on. Allow.
There it goes.
A libtard redneck, baby. Well, you might be in the right place. I feel like it is, but that's what we're all about. Amber might have got a couple. I don't know why it's filtering, but I see there are tons of pictures and videos of Trump hanging out with Epstein, the world's most famous PDF file. They were close friends for decades. Not surprising, Trump was trying to hide the files. Donald Trump is very ill. He looks terrible. His face is swollen. He is covering large bruises with makeup. And he's not golfing. He's a difficult time walking. Epstein. He might not last 4 years. Well, I don't know. They gave an update on that one that he is having some sort of vein obstructions, but it's not serious in common with people over the age of 70. I'm not sure about the rest of it. It's possible. I mean, he's definitely at one point was friends with Epstein. I don't think anyone's going to deny that. And why they stopped being friends, anyone can
There was an
imagine
abrupt
one way or another.
halt to that relationship at one point, though, because
supposedly
Trump
a
had very
business deal
strong
went
negative
badly.
feelings towards him after a certain something happened, whatever that something was.
Yeah, it could have been a culmination of things. We're not really sure.
And maybe
I do
that's
think
when
he
Trump
will last.
lost favor.
If Biden managed to last, the necromancer magic is strong in the White House. I'm sure we can keep the old orange man going for a while. And I think the stress doesn't get to him quite as much because he's just he's had an interesting life.
Yeah, he's a little more confident about stuff.
Automod is goobering. Yeah, normally it lets me at least approve stuff. So I'm not sure why you're getting filtered out there, Amber. I try and keep everything on minimum filters, but I will read your stuff as I see it. I think it was one of the parties on the island. Yeah. Probably more than one, honestly. And frankly, although, okay, let's go the other direction. So yes, I think that is probably what happened. But the other direction is there's a lot of people that would have been potentially implicated for nothing. So just because you had a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein and to some capacity doesn't 100% necessitate that you were necessarily a PDF file. However, so for those people, like there could have been very influential people that happened to, for whatever reason, on some number of occasions, cross path with him that all of a sudden have like this negative mark on them when they didn't do anything. So there is, if we go that direction, there is one.
If you release the list, you kind of have to release the whole thing. And definitely going to be people on that were just going to a freaking party and they had no idea what was going on in the back rooms, just like Diddy stuff. Well, maybe not like Diddy stuff because that involved a lot. But with Epstein, we don't, the big island, a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, there's room for at least some number of people to not be guilty by association, but
absolutely.
So I think it's both. Like,
and
you got people who didn't do anything
damaged as a result. That makes them.
And then you got people who did do something, and they probably both have a lot of influence, and they're like, "Look, this gotta just not be a thing right now." And
that's the problem. Is it's an island for really rich. Things happen. People see things.
Things happen.
Legal, illegal. I don't know. I don't know.
Trump is golfing with
a lot of people
Alexander
with a lot of things
Stubb,
to not have
Gucci belt on when I'm. Yeah, it didn't. It did not stop you from saying that. So for you, looks like you got the green light. Hold on. Let's see. Trump golfing with Alexander Stubb.
Who? Alexander Stubb. Who is that?
Looks like maybe that was a while ago. But yeah, I don't know. There was.
Finland?
I did hear that. Apparently, he got checked out. He's fine, and apparently, it's not causing him discomfort. I'm sure if it was, they would not say it was. So take that with a grain of salt. And apparently, people didn't want him golfing all the time anyway. So now you get what you want.
The situation gets even weirder. Okay, now we're going to move on. We have more to talk about. That's all of this is kind of tangentially related. So everybody's got to pay attention today. Like I said, this is going to be a big day, and this is going to be a very controversial day. So let's all be mature here. The next thing here is we have a guy named John Solomon, who is a right-wing journalist with access to the interior of the Trump administration. He's in the know. He's a Washington, D.C. insider, conservative. He's talking to all the conservative politicians. This is him right here, John Solomon. So he came in here on Real America's Voice earlier today, just a couple hours ago, and this guy dropped an absolute bombshell. Okay, he said there's actually more to this entire situation, and in fact, there's another situation loosely related. The Trump administration is taking on the deep state, specifically as it relates to, what was it called? Crossfire Hurricane. Take a look at this.
And I think next week, over the next 10 days, and the base who's been wondering, where's all that accountability? They're going to get some big surprises over the next week concerning where the conspiracy began a few weeks before Crossfire Hurricane was open and when it ended, all the way in 2024.
By the way, real quick, what is Crossfire Hurricane? This is an investigation right now. Crossfire Hurricane began in the spring of 2016. This is when the Obama-era FBI and CIA started secretly investigating Donald Trump about his supposed collusion with Russia. This is the beginning of the Russia hoax. It was called Crossfire Hurricane. This is the deep state, if you want to call it that, trying to paint this fraudulent narrative that Trump is supported by Putin, and this is actually this is all the Trump campaign in 2016 was a part of a Russian agenda. You guys know the story. Play the video.
When they were still trying to pursue Donald Trump to keep him from winning the presidency, there's a big case that's been built by the Justice Department and the FBI. It's been masked by a lot of this infighting and drama and soap opera stuff. But the truth of the matter is, MAGA base Americans are going to be happy when they see where this is all headed.
Well, maybe this is the thing. I don't know. I don't know why they would have to do that. But if we notice, this was 6 days ago. A lot of this stuff was happening, and then today, Tulsi Gabbard is now, I guess, officially turning over evidence to the Department of Justice to go after these people. So
I think in the next few weeks, Cash Patel's going nowhere. I hope Dan Bongino isn't going anywhere, but I do think he's going to take some time over the week.
Pay attention. He's saying Cash Patel is not going anywhere. So he's wink wink. He's acknowledging all the drama right now about the Epstein stuff and Pam Bondi. He's saying Cash Patel's not going anywhere. Dan Bongino, I'm not sure. I hope he stays. Okay. Little tidbit of information there.
Going to think that through.
So hold on. We got 3 huge leads there. Yep. Number one, I want to go back.
I thought this guy was a comedian. I thought this was like Ron White or something, but apparently this guy's like Steve Bannon or something, and he's like a political person. I kept seeing him, and I'm like, why does this comedian keep talking politics?
Steve Bannon was he was part of Trump's administration in his first term. They had a falling out. Isn't that right? I don't remember what he did.
I don't know.
I should ask ChatGPT who Steve Bannon is.
Yeah.
The name sounds super familiar.
They're saying the 10-year conspiracy against President Trump. They're trying to thwart his first term, steal the second term, and basically surround him in his second term or third victory. That has been an ongoing investigation that the FBI has already doing. There's a Brennan
conspiracy case. There was some of the media reporting, but I've got to confirm. There's a conspiracy case that was open that looks at this window as a very large window. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a special prosecutor named by Pam Bondi in the next week or two.
Special prosecutor named by Pam Bondi in the next week or two to investigate this anti-Trump Russia hoax.
Oh my God. Well, maybe now it's starting to make sense. Although I don't know how they would have let this happen, but maybe Democrats are trying to like discredit Pam Bondi. So when she announces this prosecutor for Obama, that they're going to make a bunch of noise about it, or what, like there's going to be some issue that they're going to try and wedge, you know, why that's a problem. I don't know. I'm not sure how it all comes together, but something about that just doesn't make sense. And this came out today.
So brand new revelations into the alleged Russia hoax, a trove of declassified documents revealing evidence that the Obama administration manufactured and politicized intelligence during Trump's 2016 election.
The documents released by the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, describes...
Wouldn't this be funny if this was the memo they sent out? They were just like, all right, Russia hoax. Whoosh. Real intel. Nothing. What we're going to tell everybody. Deep fake. Like, what? I could just imagine this in an email. You open it up. Like, all right, here's the game plan, fellas.
Secret meeting.
I could try to imagine being the graphic designer that put it together. Like, what the hell?
Wait a minute, what?
What's going on?
Like, wait, this is what you want?
Did the intel community to leak reports that Vladimir Putin was personally involved in the U.S. election hack. This after the intelligence community repeatedly determined that Russia was not trying to influence the election by cyber means.
Here with more is DNI Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi, thanks for joining us. And some of those individuals were literally the leaders of the intelligence community under President Obama. How significant is these documents that you've released?
Thank you so much. And thanks for focusing on this issue that these documents have really brought to the forefront, because it's one that doesn't just affect Democrats or Republicans. It's not a Democrat or Republican issue. This is an issue with such significant impact that it should concern every American, because it has to do with the fabric and integrity of our democratic republic. That we had a situation here where in the months leading up to the 2016 election, the intelligence community assessed, and this is what the documents detail, the intelligence community assessed essentially Russia doesn't have the tools, the capability, or the intent to try to change the outcome of the U.S. presidential election. Donald Trump pulls off a historic victory against Hillary Clinton in November of 2016. Even in the days after that election, the intelligence community continued their consistent assessment that reflected the same thing in the months leading up to the election. All of a sudden, in the early days of December, there was a president's daily brief that was drafted. This is put together by the different elements of the intelligence community that reflected that same assessment. Russia did not try to hack the election, in essence. That PDB, that document, was pulled hours before it was supposed to be published for the president to see that following morning. That document was never published until we released it yesterday. One day later, President Obama calls a meeting of his National Security Council, his top officials, to be held on what they called a sensitive topic. And the results of that meeting, which we released yesterday, and these over 100 documents that talk about in detail how President Obama and his team, he directed a manufactured piece of intelligence that detailed not if, but how Russia tried to influence the outcome of the United States election that President Trump won in November of 2016. This document was then used as the foundation for everything that came next. It was essentially a years-long coup that was launched against President Trump before he even had the opportunity to take his oath of office and be sworn in as President of the United States. So, as you know, there was a Mueller investigation that went on for years, cost taxpayers nearly $40 million. There were 2 congressional impeachments. President Trump and almost every member of his family were smeared and attacked, faced lawsuits, depositions. High-level officials were investigated, some were arrested and put in jail. The list goes on and on about the ramifications of this, but foundational to it all was the fact that we had in President Obama and his leadership team, people who did not want to accept the will of the American people in electing Donald Trump in 2016, and therefore cooked up this treasonous conspiracy to, again, try to effectively, and they did effectively, launch a years-long coup against the sitting president of the United States.
Director Gabbard, I'm glad you used the word coup. I also, in some of your reports, the word treason has come up. We're seeing a lot of things coming to light these days, and it's very encouraging for Americans, especially this report, which so many of us knew this was a hoax. But this goes all the way to the top. I mean, this goes all the way to Barack Obama. Will we actually see someone as high up as Barack Obama take responsibility, be accountable, maybe face criminal charges? Is that a possibility here based on the documents that you've released?
Yeah, Rachel, the seriousness of, again, the implications and the consequences of these actions that were taken demand accountability. The American people not only deserve the truth and accountability, when we look at the future of our country as a democratic republic and the American people's ability to have faith when they go and cast a vote at the ballot box, that the will of the people will be respected by those in government, whether they be Democrats or Republicans. This is literally what is at stake here. So we are referring all of our documents to the Department of Justice for the purpose of accountability and action. No one, no matter who they are, no matter how high up they are or how powerful they may be, no matter who the intelligence officials or professionals were who were a part of this treasonous conspiracy, there must be accountability. The truth must be shown to the American people in order to ensure that there is this faith and trust and integrity in our democratic republic for the sake of the future of our country.
So as voters, can we feel confident that we will actually see charges, do you think, out of this?
I'm not a lawyer. We're referring all of this to the Department of Justice. I know that Attorney General Pav is committed to bringing about justice to those who have broken the law. And in this case, again, what these documents detail, to me, in my view, cannot be explained as anything but a treasonous conspiracy. This is not so different from what we saw under George W. Bush when we saw that manufactured intelligence claiming there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq that kicked off a war that changed our country, that changed the lives of so many people like myself who went and served in those wars. The implications of manufactured intelligence are real. I would even say that what we are seeing here has an even greater impact than what we've seen in the past because it speaks again to the foundation of our Constitution and our democratic republic, which is why accountability is so critical.
Amen to that. And by the way, we cannot weaponize our intelligence community against our enemies, our political enemies. That is wrong, and there are huge consequences. Chelsea, thank you for declassifying this. This is amazing information. Some of us never thought it would come out. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Chelsea.
Thank you.
All right.
That's a patriot right there.
I'm Steve Doocy.
All right. So that was interesting. So I don't know.
That's
Maybe it is all related. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it's going to all tie together in the end, but I think it was extremely suspicious. Everything about Pam Bondi. I think it's suspicious how they flipped the script once they had to actually do something and show something. We went from, yes, we have all this stuff that we're going to release to no, we have nothing and there is nothing, to anything that there is in fact part of the Democratic hoax, which, okay, then how come you were playing into it for so long, even in your own history? And I don't know, like everything about it is just suspicious. And then this comes up and now we're like going back to like Russia, like what? Like I really don't know what's happening.
Yeah, using Russia as a scapegoat for things probably isn't working very well right now.
Well, this is more of like, you know, this is highlighting Democrats trying to blame Russia for something that they knew they didn't do, and in fact use that to like try and fuel like some other issue for Trump to try and get him to lose. And it's just like, holy moly. Just everything, I don't know how those things are related. I don't know why they're, again, like, if you signed off on this thing, like, I don't know, like, what's the long game? Are we going to see, like, some unraveling here, and they'll be like, oh, we had to do that for some reason, and here's the real deal? Like, I don't know. I don't think so. I think whoever wanted it shut up, they're just like, it doesn't matter if it makes sense, just eventually it'll go away if you throw enough chaos at it. Like, just go back and forth on everything and just make it all
if it takes forever,
nonsense.
Eventually people will just stop caring about it.
Yeah, if no one can follow it, like, they're just gonna give up, you know. They'll be like, I don't know what this is anymore. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I think that's the play. I think that's the play they're going for. We'll see how it actually lands, but
makes sense.
Now we have
especially
this.
when our young people can't even read and they can't you know, they don't know anything unless ChatGPT tells them. So
yeah,
just a matter of time. Just a matter of time before everyone stops caring and ChatGPT won't tell them about it. That's just a Democrat conspiracy, says Chat.
Yep, it's just conspiracies, but
it's just conspiracies theories.
I think that's more or less what's been going on lately. I I think that'll about do it. We'll be back later for games 7:30. I got a new song for the news. I can let that rip on the way out. It says your name funny, which I think is hilarious. But
yay!
Thanks everyone for joining us. I had a lot of fun today. I hope you did as well. And we'll be back next Saturday for more RedNex news. We'll be back at 7:30 for 7 Days to Die if you'd like to join us there.
No bias here.
Thanks, Sabrina, for joining. Thanks, Bobby, Ziggy. Always great to have you. Amber, I'm glad you got to throw some comments in. Sorry you were getting filtered. Who else joined us? Java, thank you for joining us. McFarty, thank you. Lisa Pisa, thank you as well for joining us, hanging out. Always great chatting with y'all. Gamer JM, thank you for joining us. Dylan, if you're still around, great to see you. Hope to see you tonight.
You say Bobby?
And we'll catch up with y'all soon. Bobby, look forward to playing with you soon. Have a great night, everyone, if we don't see you until next time.
Through the chaos, through the calm we stand. With Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS we understand. The pulse of the world will never let it fade. RedNex World News, where truth is made. From wars to peace, from despair to hope, we're here to guide you through the scope. No matter the storm, we'll keep you informed. RedNex World News, where truth is born. Captain Pav and GONxFREAKS, unbiased crew, bringing you the news without a clue. RedNex World News, where truth takes flight. Every day, every night, we keep it dead. Thank you.